What's up, everybody? Welcome to a Cold show where we talk about just random shit. To be honest with you, sometimes it be about we just be yapping on this show. Thank you for joining us today. I will try to be out in 2 because I still have to record the video that I need to post at 6:00 today, so I'm not trying to be late. So will be a short version of Q and Cove. But how's everything been over the weekend, Cove? Everything been cool?
Yeah, it was definitely cool because I definitely forgot that we were supposed to record today. I was like, oh yeah, today is Tuesday.
Yes.
Today is not Monday.
Yes.
But yeah, had a good long weekend. What about you?
You know, I had fun. Yeah, Momo Cod was this weekend. My sister comes down for that. Had a great time. Explored Japanta, which Japantla, which
I'm about to say Japanta.
Yeah.
Is that what we call it?
Japan, Atlanta, yes. Didn't know it was that much there. That was fun to do. But yeah, pretty good weekend, recharged, and I'm ready for the bullshit because Browns OTA start this week, and I'm like, oh boy, here we go. We back. We are back more than we ever have. I have seen, and look, I might do a video on this on my main channel. This might be what my video ultimately is about. But I have already seen the infrastructure be put in place for this to be one of them years of fans being annoying. Because I already see folks pandering to the anti-Sanders crowd, right? Like the people who just don't like anything that the Sanders family does, no matter what they do. And I already see people pandering to the Deion Sanders, the Sanders people, right? Like I don't even feel comfortable calling them Shador soldiers because I don't really think this is about Shador, right? Like, you ever read the comments to some of this stuff with Shador Sanders? It's always like about how great of a father Deion is. I'm like, this don't really got much to do with Shador and how Shador handles it. I'm sure there are a lot of people who like Shador and root for Shador because of that. But from the outside looking in, it seems like the vast majority of these folks who want to get involved with this are Sanders people. And look, man, these folks are going to be in for a while, a rude awakening. I saw somebody on 92.3 The Fans YouTube channel talk about how Sanders is bringing relevance to stuff like this. And I'm like, they talking to Ken Carmen like this.
Shout out Ken, by the way. We love Ken.
Whoa.
but jeez.
Everybody like Ken.
Everybody like Ken, man. Everybody like Ken. What are we doing? Everybody likes Ken.
Like, damn, what are we doing? What we all just put your feet up? Like, that's crazy. That's not gonna fly. I don't know what happened in Boulder. I don't know if they opened y'all with welcoming arms. That is not the case. Cleveland will turn your ass right around at that border, bruh. Like, we not about to let everybody in. Like, we don't need more fans. Like, that's not the Browns' problem. The Browns' problem is not we need more people to know about the Browns. That is not the issue. Sometimes we feel like that is the issue, is that we too popular of a team.
You can make a strong argument that is the issue. Like, I feel like other teams in Cleveland should definitely be more popular. Sometimes
to do stuff that the Browns don't get the luxury of doing, right? Because if the Browns do it, people will notice this shit, right? But if the Dolphins do it, don't nobody care. Right? Like the Jaguars do it, don't nobody care. We're not allowed to do it. The one time we tanked, it turned into an epidemic, right? Like the league started thinking about putting rules out. Like this shit happened so many times in Arizona, but no, we do it one time. Like legit tank. Okay, now we got to do something about it because people noticing it. It becomes a whole national conversation. Not to say that we are on par with the Cowboys, but there is a reason our biggest rival is the other most popular team in the NFL, which is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like, and low key, if you look at the history of it, the Browns are the reason the Steelers are popular, right? Like, because they had to play Jim Brown a lot, and that's why the Browns are popular. Like, can you hear me? I think
people not go. Yeah, I can hear you. Am I cutting in and out now? Can you hear me now?
You're good.
Okay. All right, just making sure. I wrote something, so I'm like clicking around my computer because I wrote something for SB Nation today. But like, yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting. Oh, dude, I told you that I saw Dylan Gabriel at a grocery
And
store.
what I tell your reaction was going to be, was it exactly what I said it was going to be? Because everybody was on that reporter ass. It was like, you didn't have to do all that. I'm like, y'all have never seen Dylan Gabriel in person.
Okay, so since I have seen Dylan Gabriel in person, like actually seen him, cool dude. Like nobody, like very unassuming. Nobody noticed him. I'm pretty sure I was the only one who was like, yeah, that's Dylan Gabriel. Like that's Dylan Gabriel in the grocery store shopping, making sure everything's cool. But yeah, me and him are looking each other eye to eye. Like we are the same height. Like he might be a little. I don't even know if he's taller than me, for real. Like I'm not sure.
You can't not notice it when you see him.
It's one of those things where I was like, dang, bro, like they were not.
Yeah,
they not playing about the size thing. Like
no, I remember being at the Senior Bowl and think about this. You saw him without pads on, right? So like at least like. There's a reason he looks smaller than you would expect. I saw that man with pads on the field, and I was like, oh, he's not picking on. Like, because I was like, maybe it's a Russ thing, or like you could be 5'10", but you're big, right? You yoked. Like Russ has always been muscular. He's not muscular. He's just not like built in a way that like you wouldn't. You know how you see some regular folk, and you like that dude goes to the gym a lot.
Yeah.
That's not the vibe you get from Dylan. Dylan Gabriel's like, yeah, he takes care of himself.
Yeah, when I saw him, like he's not
pretty like pedestrian,
rail thin. Like he's not rail thin or anything like that.
Like you don't notice it either way. He's just pretty normal built.
He looks like a regular dude, bro. Like he looks like a regular dude, and I was just like, oh, okay. And I didn't want to be like, hey, good luck this year, and I hope everything works out. I was like, cause he's chilling and nobody notices him, and so. Like, I don't want to be the dude who like, oh, you play for the Browns? Because then other people in the grocery store are going to be like, oh, he plays for the Browns. Like,
for the Browns.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I'm not trying to do that.
Stands going to see you talking to Dylan Gabriel. They will like see codes, paid opposition.
Yeah, last thing I need is more enemies on Twitter.
You will make enemies with these Sanders folks. I know you will. Look. I was watching this whole thing go down. Like, I'm glad I ain't on Twitter no more because I would have been made an enemy of these people, dog. Like, and look, I like Shador, and that's the thing. I'm like, I don't want to be in that. I don't want to be in that predicament again where I like a player, but hey, I call it the Eminem predicament, right? Where it's like. You see this with Caitlyn Clark right now, where it's like, I like Caitlyn Clark. I can't stand the Caitlyn Clark fans.
Yeah, the fans are the worst, bro. The fans are the worst.
And then I think there's an element of that with Shador, where I'm like, personally, I don't have an issue with Shador. I think Shador's a great player. But then when somebody comes in my comment section talking about we can't treat him like a 5th round pick, he's a generational talent. And I'm like, whoa.
Let me tell you something.
Where did we get here? Whoa.
Let me tell you something about a generational talent. A generational talent does not go in the 5th round.
A generational talent at quarterback could have been caught shitting on the desk of whoever owns the New York Giants, and they would have picked it up gladly and drafted him number 3 overall. Like that's a generational talent at quarterback. Like you could get away with literal murder. Okay. Like if you could throw that football and process the game at an elite level, that's what you could get away with. So yeah, they're not generational. And this is part of the reason why I think he fell, because maybe the people who were like really considering drafting him were more exposed to this, and they just kept hearing bullshit that made them like think he's worse than he is. But that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day, man. But it's real. It's someone said, so is he from Tom Cruise? Tom Cruise is not 5'10", man. Tom Cruise is 5'5".
Yeah, Tom Cruise is short. Tom Cruise is short for sure.
However short you think Tom Cruise is, he's shorter.
Yeah, like, but yeah, man, he's not like he just seemed like a regular guy. And I talked to somebody who played at Oregon recently, in the last few years, and he still goes like he's still around the team, and like he be at the games and everything on the sideline and everything. And I was just like talking to him about him because like he's the first person I messaged when I saw Dylan too. I was like, "Hey, bro, I just seen Dylan in the grocery store I was at, and he like people about like his height because I'm pretty sure me and him are the exact same height. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like he was like, yeah, Cole, like it's like he's not a big, he's really not a big guy. Like, there's no getting around it. He's not a big guy. But when I tell you that like he can throw that ball better than you think he can throw that ball from looking at him, he can.
No,
he
can put it behind him, right? Like that's the thing about him, right? Thing is, can he see it? Right? That's the problem, right? And when I say can he see it, if he gets enough steps back, he'll be able to see, right? But the problem is, what do you sacrifice when you're getting that many steps back, right? Like that's the issue. And there's a level of depth that you're just not going to have, right? In vision and seeing over the field. Now, somebody did say, Mike C. Rodriguez said Tom Brady was a generational talent and he went in the 6th round. And I just want to say, one, whenever you're bringing up, well, Tom Brady did this, and then you're just applying that to anybody else, it's usually a bad idea. But was Tom Brady a generational talent, or was he just really good at executing football?
Because when you think about generational talent,
we're talking about like Pat Mahomes, right?
Yeah,
like,
it's like obvious. Like obvious. This guy's going to be like
talent don't got to be explained to nobody.
Yeah, like LeBron James.
Yeah,
you don't have to explain that.
Nobody's ever had to explain how LeBron is effective, right?
Yeah, like he's LeBron. Yeah, that guy goes number 1 in every draft ever.
Yeah,
that's just what it is.
Imagine if LeBron dropped out there. It's like Bob Cousy or LeBron James. Who you got in the 19 whatever draft?
Like you could put LeBron in the draft with Michael, and LeBron is going to get picked first.
He would get picked over Hakeem.
Yeah, he would get picked over Hakeem because he's 6'8" and he's the freak of nature athlete.
We never see anything like
it. like he would go before Hakeem. Maybe not because of the time period and like bigs were like 7-foot guys who could do the things that Hakeem could do were like the craziest thing you ever seen in your life at that point. But like what we know of LeBron now, he would go like every draft.
For example, Dan Marino, generational talent, right? John Elway, generational talent. I don't know who was the quarterback for the 49ers dynasty in the 80s?
Joe Montana?
Joe Montana. I can't believe I blanked on that name. But
I was about to say Steve Young at first. I was like, no. Joe Montana.
That was the 90s.
I was like, Joe Montana. You said 80s.
Joe Montana, right? Nobody calls Joe Montana a generational quarterback, but before Tom Brady, he was the greatest quarterback to ever play.
Yep.
So that's I think the difference there, right? And if you want to say that Shador is going to be Tom Brady, dog, we weren't even convinced Tom Brady was going to be Tom Brady until like year 10.
Yeah, because Bill got all the credit for that until like later on.
Those first 3 rings went to Bill. Like those were Bill Belichick rings. Nobody really associated with Tom. And when the team was good because Tom was good, they didn't win until 2019?
Something like that.
Yeah, so there was like a long gap there. Like it's funny how that's gotten condensed as Tom Brady's career has ended.
It's revisionist. You revise everything.
Like victories. The victors get to write the history or whatever the thing is. But yeah, there was a 10-year, a long gap of Tom Brady not winning the Super Bowl, right? And people saying, well, maybe Bill don't got the magic and all this shit. And then Brady got the last three, and especially that one in Tampa Bay, rewrote everything about what people think about Bill Belichick. Because I saw somebody say Bill Belichick's one of the most overrated coaches of all time because Tom won that last ring. I'm like, y'all, it was Bill the first 10 years of that whole thing. Like we were talking about Tom Brady the same way we talked about Brock Purdy.
I think Apache just made a great point. Like he made a great point. A generational talent and a generational player are different things that can overlap one another.
Yes.
Like they are.
Generational talent. Well, generational talent is expected to be a generational player, but Tom Brady was not expected to be that in any way, shape, or form.
Nikola Jokic, perfect example. Nikola Jokic, second round pick, famously got picked during a Taco Bell commercial during his draft, I believe. I believe is when he got selected in the second round of the NBA draft his year. And he's clearly a generational player.
By the way, shout out Jaylen Rose. He was the first one I heard when they still had Yusuf Nurkic on the roster on the Jalen Jacoby show, where he was like, they got to pick one. And they should pick Jokic.
Hey, listen, when you're right, you're right.
Jaylen Rose has a shocking amount of takes like that where you're like, whoa.
That was not a popular take in the beginning when they had them both. That was not a popular take.
No. He does have every once in a while, he was convinced Michael Jordan was going to play in 2014, right? Every once in a while, he'll drop you with one of those. But for the most part, when Jaylen Rose is right, he's right.
Yeah, he was. Shout out Jaylen because he had that one. Yeah,
that run he had, the Jaylen, with Jaylen, Jacoby, Grant Land, all that, generational run by generational talent. Everybody knew what Jaylen Rose was going to be in media from day one. He was doing media as a player before people did that shit.
It was.
Yeah.
On TNT, right? On TNT?
TNT. Yeah. He was on the Best Damn Sports Show, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, remember that one time he cooked Skip on First Take and was never invited back?
Yeah.
It was never invited back.
What's several reasons Jaylen Rose will never be on First Take ever again?
All right.
So many reasons.
This is about that time where we need to switch topics.
Lifetime ban on that show. Unfortunate.
Skip had been on that show in 10 years and he still can't get
the reason he can't come back on anymore, Cole.
I know. Skip been going forever. You still can't come back on the show.
Moderator of that's how hard the ban was. He was married to the moderator of First Take for the longest and never got back on the show.
Yeah, in the way.
They was never gonna let him back on there. Oh no, he's willing to go there. Okay. Oh shit.
In the way.
Bro, Skip Bayless has worked with Richard Sherman after Richard Sherman said, "You are a loser at life."
Mm-hmm.
And he still won't talk to Jaylen Rose.
Still won't talk to Jaylen Rose.
Because Jaylen hit him where it hurt. He said, "Did you play JV as a senior?" He went into the fucking. Where did he get this information?
Hey, real journalist, because he took it there. He took it there.
Find something out. That man will find it out.
Never want to be on Jaylen Rose's bad side.
Oh.
That man do not be playing.
I would hate because Jaylen Rose has a daughter, Mariah. She's in sports media right now, and look, whatever young man ends up with her. Hey, bruh, P's and Q's. It's going to be harder to get into Harvard. All right? He going to know everything about you. I seen Jaylen Rose answer a call from his daughter in the middle of a show. He cared, right? That is a man who has found the care, right? And who wasn't always there. So, yeah, man, it's going to be different. It's going to Jaylen Rose, shout out to him. All-star, We got to induct him into something. I don't know what he could get inducted into, but he got to get inducted into. We'll put him in the Q and Cole Hall of Fame. We'll throw Jacoby in too.
Facts. Shout out David Jacoby.
Shout out Reg too, man. That was an all-time, like, just, they don't make him like that no more. They don't make him like that no more. Speaking like not making them like that no more, I saw this old head ass argument you and Curtis were having on the timeline before we started this show.
Oh yeah, I figured we was gonna talk about that on here.
This is old versus new right here. Curtis, would you like to come on screen? I want to represent you fairly and accurately in this conversation because I do think it is an interesting conversation to have. I have my own opinion about it, but who wants to present the argument?
Cole can go.
You could go first because I'm doing something for
I'll present it from what I've seen. So what I see is you guys are arguing about if the Cavs. Well, I don't think the argument is if the Cavs are physical enough. It's does that actually matter? Is that the correct?
To some degree that we're arguing, but I feel like when it comes to this whole physicality argument, I think we overrated a little bit too much because let's make one thing clear. The Cavs, they're not a physical team. We know that. And I've seen a lot of people on Twitter calling in the radio station saying, oh, we need to teach this physicality. We need to teach it so they'll be much prepared. I'm like, brother, you can't teach physicality, man. You either got the physicality or you don't. It's not something that a coach can teach. It all depends on the player's mindset. That's all I got to say about that. And people actually think that it's something that you can teach when it comes to a team. I'm like, it's not. They got to find it within themselves. And like, hey, if someone's going to be punking me around, am I going to just sit back and take it or I'm going to stand up or do something?
So my question to that is like, what are we talking about when we say physicality? Because that's a really broad term. But it feel like we talking about specific things, though. You know what I mean?
What are the specific things that you think we're talking about?
Like, if we're talking, are we talking about physicality? Are they like, do they give off a rough edge? Do they feel like a team? Please stop grabbing at them goddamn chips, Curtis. Do they feel like a team that?
Whatever it is, stop,
whatever the
please.
fuck it was, goddamn, bro.
I'm trying to grab one. I can't grab
we try to be so professional here.
Bro.
Look
like,
at what you do.
You gotta wait till you on screen. You know you're not gonna be on screen the whole pod.
You could wait, bro. You could wait a little bit.
Oh, we got like 3 left in there, man. Don't throw me under the bus, man. I only got 3 Sour Patch Kids left in there, and I rarely eat candy.
Oh,
you couldn't wait a little bit. You could wait a little bit, bro. You couldn't even wait.
Grab one.
The Sour Patch Kids, that's an F tier fucking candy too. Like gross.
Bro, you've only been on stage for like 3 minutes. You couldn't finish the Sour Patch Kids before then?
I was eating it before then.
Why?
No, I understand why he grabbed it. I don't think he understood why it was loud.
Yeah, I was trying to do it subtle, but I'm like, man, I ain't gonna.
No, it wasn't subtle.
Nothing about you was subtle, Curtis. Nothing about you was subtle, brother. That's like, nothing about you was subtle. Nothing.
Oh man.
What was the plan once you got out the bag though? Like, how would you go eat some Sour Patch Kids subtly?
Just eat one, and then afterwards finish the rest of the bag.
You gonna eat one Sour Patch Kid? Don't
one at a time. I'm not gonna eat
I know they told you about this shit about to turn into the lunch table. We was having a different discussion. All right. Cold. I already saw where that shit was going. But anyway. Anyway,
one Sour Patch Kid.
So physicality, right? Or like my issue with the conversation about physicality is this: are we talking about shit that shows up on the basketball court, or are we just talking about how we feel about the Cavs? Like, do we feel like they fight enough? Do we feel like they are, not personality-wise pushovers, or is this something that's showing up in the actual games like you could point to? Because that's my issue with the whole conversation about physicality as far as it goes to the Pacers series. Because, yeah, when they lost to the New York Knicks, you can point to it legitimately changing and affecting how this team showed up against the New York Knicks. I don't think in this series I can point to physicality being like one of the main factors, I think the Cavs lost against the Pacers, right? Like I thought the physicality, they were similarly as physical as the Pacers. Maybe the impression is that the Pacers are mentally tougher because they were able to always answer back when the Cavs went on runs. But that's not about physical toughness. That's about making fucking shots, right? And we've seen it where the Cavs have been able to come back from 20, right? When their shots start dropping late in the game. So that's my whole thing with the conversation is like, how much of this is I want the Cavs to feel more like the Zebo Memphis Grizzlies and they don't give me that feeling? Or how much of this is like, how much of this is actually about the Cavs being physical as it pertains to how it affects the product on the court? Because like I don't really see that changing the series.
So when we talk about physicality on the court, and I'm glad you brought up the Knicks series, I think that one was a lot more noticeable because that series, you saw it mostly with the bigs. The bigs were getting out physical by Mitchell Robinson and Julius Randle and Isaiah Hartenstein because he was still on that team. So you saw them like bullying Jarrett and
couldn't get a rebound in that series.
They couldn't. Even like Josh, even like Josh Hart was like physically just like out rebounding them. You see what I'm saying? Like, and then that's where they got the reputation for not being a physical team, for being soft, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
They got outplayed, out hustled, right, in that series as well, which also adds to that perception. But I don't think they got out hustled versus Indiana.
No, see, I don't even think it was. It definitely wasn't Evan when he was playing. Like he was doing everything. I think he had 10 rebounds in every single game that he played. That's in that series. And I don't even really think it was Jarrett, even though the rebounding numbers in the last two games are just not great. And
he ended up averaging like 13 and 8 though.
Yeah, but when you have 6 combined in the last two, people are gonna be like, okay, like that's a problem. But that's not even really what I'm talking about. It's more so like if you watch the series, they're perimeter players, and the way that they were getting into like the Cavs guards and the way you're getting into like their wings, they were definitely like the more physical team on the perimeter defensively. And I even saw like Carter Shade from Chase Down Pod like talking about this, like when they're guarding the full court and just making it difficult for them to get into everything. He's like, part of that is like a physicality. It's like their guards are way more physical at the point of attack than like the Cavs guards are, especially when you look at them like defensively, like they're not really, especially like more so like defensively. Like the Pacers are a very physical team defensively on the perimeter. The Cavs are not so much that, like at all, really. Like Donovan can guard,
or offensively.
I'm talking about defensively. So you like when you're looking at Nembhard and you're looking at like Mathurin, even like Tyrese, and TJ McConnell, like they're really.
That's not how the Cavs play defense.
That's not how they play defense. Like they're not a physical. They're not a physical. They're not a physical team defensively. And you could kind of see the difference, like when Indiana's guards are like into the Cavs guards, it just made their lives a lot more difficult. As opposed to on the other end, when like Garland's guarding or Ty Jerome's guarding, Donovan can guard. He's never really been the issue for me. But even like Max, like they're just not really a physical perimeter defensive team like the Pacers are. And it showed up, and I thought that was kind of a problem in that series.
See,
but
go ahead.
But there's nothing that, and the issue I have with what Curtis said is this: it's kind of like his response to me is kind of like what I thought the problem was. He was just like, I agree with what he said when there's one player isn't going to fix that. You know what I'm saying? Like bringing in one guy isn't going to fix that.
PJ Washington, PJ Tucker to be on the let's be physical. That's not going to change.
Let's get it. Yeah, on the sidelines over like, hey, you better get him. You better get him.
Like that's
not going to help. That's not going to change.
We're going to bring in Dylan Brooks.
Like that's not going to change it. But what he said that I had an issue with, it's just like, hey man, we know they're not physical. It's not going to change. It's either like you're either physical or you're not, and it's not going to change no matter what. I was like, okay, if you believe that about them, that's a problem. That's a lie. Like if you,
to what extent do you think it's not? Because like I understand the mentality, right, to an extent, not going to really change that much. I think there are around the edges you can't adjust stuff, right? Like, I mean, like, I gotta give the respect where respect's due. Karl Anthony Towns, right, is somebody who not really the toughest guy, not really known for, but he can sharpen his edges. He's sharpened his edges enough in New York to where it's like, okay, you don't look at Karl and think kitty cat right now, right? Like, you're not about to just play him like that anymore. So I do think some of this is adjustable, but like, you don't think like Darius Garland, I think he has a willingness to be physical. I just don't think he's strong enough.
Like,
right?
he just can't. He can't be a physical guard.
Yeah, he just can't. He's just a little bit undersized.
Well, my point is, like, could Darius be Drew Holiday? No. Nobody's ever going to say that, right? No. But could Darius get a little stronger and be more resistant to some of the tactics of the Pacers to the point to where it's not as effective as it was in the series? I think you can make the argument that he can get to that point because he's 25 still. Like, he can still get much bigger. Well, not much bigger, but he can still get a little stronger, right? To me, it's like a difference between there's Evan Mobley and there's Jared Allen. Evan Mobley is not able to do some of the physical stuff yet because he just simply has not gotten the mass to do that physical stuff. But the willingness is there. With Jared, I'm like, Jared's got his grown man body, but he just, some days Jared gonna be real physical. Jared gonna get in there. Jared gonna be dunking hard as shit. And then some days, Jared not gonna be doing any of that, right? Like, it just kind of is what it is, right? Like, you can't rely on Jared Allen the way you can hope to rely on Evan. Like, that's the only caveat I'll throw in there is like, yeah, the Pacers were more physical on the perimeter defensively. I don't know how big of a problem that is because that's just not how the Cavs defense is structured right now. If the Cavs did not have two bigs and like to funnel things out to Evan Mobley, then I would think it would be a bigger issue. Because like even like when they tried to be physical at the perimeter, it wasn't that they weren't physical. It was just that they weren't athletic enough to be able to keep up with the Pacers running. Like, the Pacers would just run away from Max Strus, right, if he tried to get physical with them. Or, like Donovan would be fucking gassed because he's had to take the ball up court and shoot the ball 30 times. Like, I think we saw some of the limitations to what happens to this roster when only one guy is scoring the ball, right? And what that does to the rest of these lineups where it just doesn't make sense, where the Cavs can't score at the high clip. Like, the Cavs aren't going to be the Orlando Magic where their main thing can be defense. They have to have their offense going to be able to win a championship. And when that offense goes, yeah, there are some teams we could beat if we just rely on our defense. And maybe if the Pacers were playing normal basketball, we would have had more of a shot. But to me, all of the other stuff are smaller symptoms of a larger problem, which is like threes weren't dropping. They threes were dropping, and that just exposed and made everything else that was a problem look worse. Because I think there's a world where the Pacers are physical like that, and the Cavs are able to beat the Pacers in 5 or 6 games because, yeah, you could press us, but, if we're able to get into our offense and our role players are making shots, you're going to get fucking tired of doing that shit, right? But when we're shooting 20% and every time the Cavs shoot, you get and pump yourself up like that, then the energy is going to be infectious. And then you making shots, and then Hallie makes some bullshit, or really Pascal was the one making bullshit. Then it starts to change things to where it tilts in the other direction. So I don't know if it was like a barrier to the Cavs' success. And I think that's a lot of this shit's being talked about like it's barriers for the Cavs' success, where it's like, hey, every team's going to have problems. Like, if you look at them in a microscope, every single team in the Final Four right now in the Eastern and Western Conference Finals, if you look at them, has massive issues, massive holes on that roster where you ask yourself, well, what the fuck's going to happen if this don't go, right? But that's the beauty of the NBA playoffs now, which is, hey, it's going to be the hottest team wins every year, right? That's just going to be what it's going to be. There's no Kobe, there's no LeBron, there's no Shaq, there's nobody you got to get through to win a title. It's just who's hot, who's playing the best basketball. That's going to be the team that wins it. Like you could, even if your roster is incredibly flawed or you have this big hole on your, I don't think there's one template that's going to be able to win it. Like is that what y'all saying? Like, are you saying like the physicality is going to stop the Cavs from being able to win a championship, or like why they have to blow up the core?
I feel like no, you can
go ahead, Curtis. Go ahead.
I feel like because when I get into arguments with people about what's stopping the Cavs from getting to where they need to be, I'm like, some of it's mental, some of it is due to roster deficiencies. I mean, remember the first year that they were actually together, the reason why they lost to the Knicks that first time the core four was together, they didn't have a bench. Their bench was non-existent. Fixed that. They fixed their bench the second year, but the problem was when they went against the Celtics or against the Magic, they didn't have a playable wing. They fixed the wing situation. This year, we all thought that the team was going to go far and do things. They swept the Miami Heat. Things were looking great. Then they went up against a Pacers team that was playing hot at the right time, and they beat them in 5. And everyone's asking, well, what do they need to do now? And I'm like, well, you got to make some tweaks, but they don't have to be major. They have to be around the edges, around the margins, mind you. They have to invest in getting a backup center. You can't rely on Tristan Thompson, God bless his soul, to play meaningful playoff minutes in a postseason. That can't happen. You also need a backup point guard that's going to help facilitate this offense, because when Ty Jerome was out there as the backup point guard, the offense was bad. It was bad. There wasn't any order. There wasn't any function. Guys were out of sorts. They didn't know what was going on, and that's the main issue that they're having. So the thing is, we don't know what's going to stop. We don't know if the Cavs are going to win a title. I don't know. Maybe they could. Maybe they couldn't. But I feel like there are bigger issues that people are just ignoring, and they're just focusing on the minute details of what's holding this team back. Like the mental toughness stuff, I'm like, you can't teach that. They either got it or they don't. The physicality, they either got it or they don't. But
okay, I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, it's just like we look for the things that aren't as important instead of focusing on things that are kind of important. That's what I've kind of realized when I watched this team over the past 3 years. Like, there's always a new problem that arises that I never realized it until maybe late in the season, instead of picking up early on it.
Well, it's like that's why winning a championship in the NBA is hard. Like, whenever you think you got it, I mean, it's hard, right? Unless you got one of them. That's why having one of those dudes changes everything. Because like this little shit don't really pop up when you got Bron, right? Like, but when you don't have Bron and you trying to win a championship, this little shit is gonna pop up. You not having a backup point guard, right? Like that ended up being a problem. And the thing about it is, like, I think against 80% of teams, Ty Jerome is probably fine as your backup point guard. The problem is you played the one team in the second round that you cannot have Ty Jerome be the point guard for, right? Like Ty Jerome being the point guard with them slow ass feet against a team that's going to press you with the athleticism, like the Pacers, was a recipe for disaster, right? That we were not ready for. Because when Ty was the backup point guard against Miami, it wasn't an issue getting into the offense, facilitating things, right? So how much do you adjust because you ran into the one matchup at the wrong time? Now, the Pacers being in your division, being in the Eastern Conference, does mean you have to make that adjustment there. Getting another big, I can see it for the Cavs. I wonder if they need, I don't know if they need another big as much as they need big diversity. You know what I mean?
Like, I get what you're saying. A different kind of big, a different kind of big.
Because both of them
like
big,
a diverse big kind of thing.
Like if you just get somebody out there who's a really hard screener, rebound heavy guy who can just, like, if you're dealing with a team like the Pacers, okay, we'll set screens, because we couldn't set screens to get them off the fucking ball, right? That's why their perimeter physicality was so effective versus the Cavs. We weren't screening effectively, right? And that's because Jared Allen's not a great screener. Evan Mobley's not the greatest screener in the world. We don't have our best screener is probably Tristan Thompson. Like, I'm not even joking. That's a problem because you're not going to play Tristan Thompson. Right, it's like when Perk was the best screener on the Cavs. Y'all remember that, where everybody was talking about, well, Perk can set good screens, right? Mm-hmm. But by the way, it feels old as fuck to mention Perk as a player. But yeah, it's like, I think I think having that could be helpful because it does give you something to adjust to. Maybe you're a worse regular season team, but you end up being a more versatile postseason team. So I could see that. Like, I just don't know where that's going to come from. And like, I also got to ask myself this question: how much is that going to fucking matter in the East? Because there's just not any bigs. Like, the only big is Joel. He might not be here. Well, is Joel trade bait anymore? Is that happening?
No, you can't trade. You can't trade that dude.
Okay,
I
so
think
they might stink, right? Like, and then Giannis is on his way out, and it's like, do you need a big, heavy, Steven Adams type big from fucking Miles Turner? Like, is that helpful versus Boston?
I'm trying.
And I think you're touching on
the three.
I think you're touching on. I think what's the most important thing to consider with the Cavs this offseason. And I've talked to people about this. They were banged up in that series, and nobody wants to hear this. But if they run it back and next year in the playoffs, they're just healthy, which like you're never gonna know. Like you can't really bank on this.
Bet on it, but
you can't bet on it. But like, what if they just run it back and then they're healthy and then they just run through it?
It's not beyond the realm of possibility, right?
And I know you don't want to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that after you get gentlemen swept in the second round 2 years in a row. Nobody wants to hear that, and I get that. But like, they're a second apron team now, dog. Like it's tough to make any like real changes to the roster.
If they can't get like a favorable trade to empty out some space, right? We're talking about. Like Lonzo Ball is a dream to bring in, right? At $10 million, like you're probably talking about, and I know how people gonna react, bringing in Ben Simmons, right? Like somebody who's gonna be on that minimal. But I was thinking about this, Cove, and I'm like, I have the same reaction to Ben Simmons as you do, but then I thought about it. Would Ben Simmons have made a difference in this Pacers series?
Maybe.
He can rebound.
Depends if he was locked in or not.
He can rebound. He can pass.
He can rebound. He can pass. He can dribble.
Pass. You know what I'm saying? He can still do those things.
If we're not thinking about Ben Simmons as Ben Simmons, the guy that was compared to LeBron James, or Ben Simmons, the guy that's supposed to be a franchise player, and we just look at Ben Simmons as another dude on a cheap ass NBA deal. Is he not the best version of that dude you can find? Like, also. Good defender.
Also, but this is the problem I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about.
Now, the mentality stuff, look, it is what it is with Ben. Like, but I mean, I can see it fitting.
You're talking about bringing in, guys who didn't live up to the expectations of their first deal or their first extension, or guys who like. Mm-hmm. Used to be really good, but hopefully, like if you put them in a role on a team that's good, they can be productive. Like you're looking for guys like that, and because they're second favorite team, they have to come to Cleveland for the minimum because that's all they can offer now.
Yeah,
to bring them in, they have to be willing to do that. It's just really. I'm saying that to let people know. It's going to be real tough.
That's what I'm saying. The solution you're going to find isn't going to be, oh my God, this is the perfect solution. We just got healthy Lonzo Ball or whatever the fuck when anybody's
who would help a lot, who would help a ton. Actually,
he would be everything I want Ben Simmons to be, but reliable, right? Like, and you don't worry about him just melting down. But like that's what I'm saying. Like, it's going to be somebody like Ben Simmons, where it's like. Well, Ben ain't got that many fucking options. Whole league tired of Ben. And maybe Ben want to go somewhere where he don't really garner that much attention.
It's like, and there's some other things they could do. Like they could get out of the second apron if they really wanted to. They could get out of it. But you're talking about dumping Isaac Okoro or trading him to a team that gives you like a rookie contract back and they take Okoro off your hands. We're talking about dumping Dean Wade, which if anybody knows me, I don't think that's the biggest deal in the world. I think you'll be fine if you dump D Wade. I think you'll be okay.
See, this
but
is the thing
then
about Dean Wade. We'll underestimate how much he's useful. But I'm like, you know who probably would have helped you with physical perimeter defense? Dean Wade.
yeah, too bad he can't hit shots. Unfortunately, he can't hit shots.
I mean, that's what that hard is during the season.
But he's not that during the playoffs. Unfortunately. When the playoffs start, that man start hitting shots. Just is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah,
and then
I get what Curtis is saying though, because it seems like everybody's default whenever they talk about the Cavs is like physicality. They're soft. They're this and that. Yeah. And it's like, okay, but is that really what's stopping them? Like, I don't think it. I'm not convinced that it is. I can see why somebody could be convinced. And like, I would have used the term soft for them. They're just not a physically imposing team, right?
They're not.
And other teams know that. They're not. They got that Dylan Gabriel effect. They look real regular to NBA teams visually. There's no Myles Garrett on that squad. There's no physically imposing force there, right? Even Evan Mobley, he's not the biggest dude in the world as far as weight goes, right? So I get that that's the first impression with the Cavs, but very rarely have the Cavs failed exclusively because they're undersized. It is usually like, yeah, they're undersized, but like that ain't had nothing to do with Donovan Mitchell going 1 for 12 from 3, right? Shooting 23%. Like that ain't, Donovan got to the cup pretty easily against the Pacers. The Cavs, on average, were getting to the cup pretty easily versus the Pacers, right? Like it wasn't really affecting them in that way. It's not like they got prime. Well, I don't even want to say prime Roy Hibbert, but it's not like we got 2012 Roy Hibbert out there, right? Like blocking shots and shit, and we just couldn't get through them, right? Like that's my thing. Is like so much of the talk about the Cavs gets skewed towards this physicality argument. And sure, is it a thing about the Cavs? Is it a flaw about the Cavs? Yeah, they're not the most physically imposing team, but is it what's holding them back? I'm just not convinced that in today's NBA, that's what's holding them back, like especially in the East. Whereas, like, who's the physically imposing team in the East?
Well,
we thought it was the Knicks. But
I mean, the Knicks are a physical team, especially when Mitchell Robinson plays. They are
physical right now.
they are physical.
Mitchell Robinson out there at the fucking perimeter, running for his life.
Hey, in fairness, Mitchell Robinson's plus minus in this series, it's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. He don't even play that many minutes. It's pretty good.
It's just, this is my thing. He's useful, but it's clearly not useful enough to stop what the Pacers are doing on a consistent basis. Like that's the thing.
Pascal Siakam is just he's having his way. He's having his way right now. He really is.
This is the thing with the Pacers right now, and I don't mean this to discredit what they're doing. I mean this to say this is why what they're doing is incredible, and we should just appreciate it. Everybody on their roster is playing the best basketball of their life. And their coach is coaching some of the best basketball he's ever coached. Like, everybody who's wearing a Pacers jersey or polo is just peaking right now in a way that you just did. Ben Mathurin. Ben Mathurin has probably been the one you could argue has not been peaking. But
I was about to say Ben Mathurin, you could make the argument they don't need him. Yeah.
Right? Like it's
Neesmith been cooking. He been frying.
Yeah. It's like how it's like, and then when one dude start to cool off, here come fucking Miles Turner, right? Making all these threes. It is like, where's this Miles Turner? What was this? Pascal Siakam just getting hot. He wasn't even playing that good in the Cavs series until like the last couple of games where he started making one-footed fucking jumpers on us. But it's like, this is why I'm like, hey man, what the Pacers doing right now, it's very tough to beat because they just have so many players playing well and they have a really good coach. And it's like
Adam said, Aaron Neesmith is possessed by something greater than us. That's a good way to put it though. Bro, he was 8 for 9. He was 8 for 9 in a game. In that game they won against the Knicks, he was 8 for 9 from 3.
I can't tell you how many times I've looked at the box score at their Cavs Pacers game and going, he missed 2 shots. Somebody on the team, Nemhard, I think he went like fucking 11 for 12 one game. I was like, how the fuck does that happen? This has been just been what's going on with the Pacers. Like, it's so much going right at the same time that I can't believe this will ever be replicated again. But while it's happening, hey, I'm not saying they're not going to be a tough team to eliminate or they're going to turn into some scrubs or whatever it is. But this is a generational run. Like this is some. Look at that Tyrese Halliburton 3 go in. We thought the Kawhi 3 was bullshit. Cole, what was in the air longer? Okay.
Hey, I told you how I feel about that. It's not a fluke, bro. It's not a fluke.
It's not a fluke that Tyrese Halliburton can make shots like that, but that specific shot, that was fluke. Like, look, if Ray Allen makes a 3 on me, I'm not going to trip. But if Ray Allen makes a 3 that bounces that high, I'm like, nah, that's some bullshit. Like, I know you didn't think that shit was going in. That shit should have been a miss. That's the one time it misses.
I'm not going to lie. It hit the rim, but when I saw it bounce straight up in the air, I was like, oh, that's about to go in. Watch.
When you see it, Paul, you know bullshit. You know he didn't try that. He was like, oh, it just fucking worked out. like,
hey, 11 for 12 in game tying or game winning shots on the year. 11 to 12.
look, this is what I mean. 11 to 12. He's probably a 40-50% guy in those situations, and that's incredible. If you're like Jordan was like that 40-50% guy. No way he's a fucking 90% end of game guy. Nobody's that good. Like, this was there are just some very strange numbers happening with the Pacers that you just cannot expect to be replicated ever again. Like, it wouldn't be fair to Tyrese Halliburton to be like, well, he's not as good as he was that one year. No, he will never be that good again. Like, nobody will ever be that good again.
I couldn't believe it even when I saw it, bro. I'm like, hey, bro, he like 11 for 12, and I watched every single one. I watched every single one of those shots. Not gonna lie to you.
We thought Rashad Lewis back in the day was on some bullshit. Like this.
Rashad Lewis, Hito Turkoglu.
This ain't got nothing on what the Pacers been on,
bro. I thought Kobe was clutch, man, and Kobe was clutch.
And here's the thing.
Good Lord, bro.
Here's the thing. This is what I'm saying. There's no way Tyrese Halliburton's career he gonna be more clutch than Kobe, right? Like, that's not gonna happen. But for this one, like, he got it. Whatever. This season, if these numbers are ridiculous, they will stay ridiculous. I'm not gonna count on them coming back down. He got it. But yeah, and this is the thing I feel with Cavs fans, because Curtis mentioned something and it's like, yeah, this kind of just always happens to the Cavs though, right? LeBron James wins his first MVP and then we run into some bullshit with the fucking Orlando Magic, right? Then we get to the finals in 2007, go back, and then what happens? The Boston Celtics bring in Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen and make the big 3. Now I think that happened before the Orlando series. And then what? LeBron leaves. LeBron comes back. We convinced we about to win that ring. And then the fucking Golden State Warriors emerge. Just out of nowhere. The next dynasty in sports just fucking emerges. Then you beat them in 2016 and they go get Kevin Durant. Like, the amount of immaculate bullshit that the world has pulled to stop the Cavs from winning championships has been astronomical, like in this for a Cavs fan of this lifetime. And then you get to this core and it's like, okay, well, the Knicks beat you up, so that was tough. And then last year you got all kind of injured, and then this year you run into a generational run for the Pacers. So I can't blame Cavs fans for thinking, yeah, it might not be the Pacers next time, but watch it be some bullshit. And I think that's kind of Curtis's point. Hey, bro, until the bullshit don't happen to you, you really can't outrun it. Like, you can try to adjust and change it, but honestly, you just gotta hope the bullshit bounce your way. Like, if you're a good enough team, and that's where the Cavs are, they're good enough to where they shouldn't blow it up. Is honestly gotta hope, bullshit bounce their way. Make some changes here or there. We'll blame the success on those changes, but honestly, we know what happened. You just didn't deal with the bullshit. Hey, how did you win the ring with Anthony Davis? Hey, he just made jumpers that year. Like, never made jumpers at that rate again. Never stayed healthy like that again. But hey, bubble happened, bullshit happened. The Lakers won a ring. Doesn't make that ring less legitimate, but that's how you win a ring. It's like the bullshit happened for you. That's what happens. That's why it's impossible to predict winning a championship. That's why it's almost impossible to win a three-peat unless you have unreal talent on your side. And
Oklahoma City
has that anymore. Right,
Oklahoma City has that. They probably got it.
I'm talking about like Kevin Durant Warriors, Miami Heat, Bron. I think Oklahoma City will be the first team in the apron era to get there because they have so much they can add to that team. And I'm kind of hoping they win this year just because, like, if they lose and think they need to add somebody, they have the resources and the ability to do that.
Oh, they're 100%. Let's just say what it is. If they don't win the finals, they're trading for Giannis.
Yeah,
100.
That will destroy. Now there's somebody you have to get through, right? Like now, but like Oklahoma City, they're a really good team, but they're not that level of dominant. And maybe I'm just naive on that because they haven't won it yet. But we'll see. Because even then, it's like they got Shea, some really good players around him. We'll see what Chet becomes. Because I think the ideal of Chet right now is better than Chet the player.
Is it crazy? Is it crazy to say even if they win, they should still trade for Giannis?
I don't think they would do it, but I don't think it's a dumb idea. Like, I don't see why winning a championship would stop you from wanting to win another one.
Like, I'm just like, I would 100% get greedy.
It would feel like they cheating the game though.
But this is my argument.
Back,
This is my argument. If you have an opportunity to cheat the game, you should cheat the game.
Nah, we shouldn't encourage that kind of behavior.
Because look what the Warriors did.
Golden State Warriors getting KD. We gotta stomp this shit out. No, this shit is not acceptable. Okay, the league does not survive these kind of things. This is the Laker fan in you. This is the Laker fan in you.
Oh, this is the Laker fan in me. Oh, okay.
Yeah. We have the ability to add 14 All-Star players and then trade for Chris Paul. We should be able to do it, and nobody should be able to say no. Like,
I don't see the problem.
I see the problem. Like, other people got to watch the NBA too, Cole. That's the problem.
Listen, but I want my team to win.
We just got out the super team era, and I don't know about you, but I did not enjoy. I know everybody keeps acting like we enjoyed the KD era on the Warriors. I didn't enjoy that. I didn't think that was fun. Having this team that nobody could beat there. I'm not trying to go back to that. I much prefer now where it's like anybody can win.
I get it.
Yeah. So they could do it. And like, I understand why they would do it. But come on, man. Have some fucking honor. Okay. Have some fucking honor.
Have some honor.
It's like fouling up 3. That's exactly what it feels like. It's like fouling up 3. Is it the smart thing to do? Yeah. But every time somebody do it, you be like, man, that's some bullshit. Right?
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
That's why we can't encourage it. And you are absolutely anti-fouling up 3. So I don't know why you are encouraging sucker behavior from franchises, Cove.
Because let me tell you something. If the Cleveland Cavaliers had the opportunity to do what the Oklahoma City have an opportunity to do, you would 1,000% be advocating for that. Tell me you wouldn't.
I'm gonna be real with you. I am somebody who likes to attach myself to the story of a core. Like when the Cavs first brought in LeBron, it kind of did bum me out that we were going to have to trade Dion Waiters. Now, was that the right basketball move? Sure, right? But like, I wasn't really as into the 2015 Cavs because it was kind of sad watching them just destroy the Kyrie Irving Cavs, right, to get to that point. Now 2016 felt like a different team entirely, so that was easier to get behind. So like, I'm not gonna be super excited about it, and shit like that just doesn't have a history of working in Cleveland.
That's also true.
So I would be very hesitant, to be honest with you, about it. Like that kind of inorganic behavior does not work in Cleveland.
Yeah, maybe that is the Laker fan in me, because it absolutely works.
Because like something for like that would work in LA, but like in Cleveland, we gonna get cooked Giannis or some shit like that. Giannis gonna show up to training camp fat. Like it's gonna be something like, oh yeah, it ain't gonna work. You think it's gonna be easy? Like what? That is not how God intended it.
Here comes real. If you have an opportunity to cheat the game, then cheat the game. Code noted Lakers fan discussing managing professional sports.
Put that on a Rap Genius card. Put that shit on a Rap Genius card and tweet it out right now. I need it. Get a picture of Cole cracking his ass, like laughing too. Like, it's nuts.
Oh man. Also, real. I agree. By the way,
we cannot encourage sucker behavior, man. At some point, we got to stop letting people do shit because it makes sense. It's like. Think about that shit weak, okay?
Think about what you said. We gotta stop. We gotta stop people from doing shit, even if it makes sense.
Because if it feel like it cheat the game, it's to cheat the game. Like there's some honor about it. Just because it makes sense ain't the only reason to do it.
Adam said Lakers fans are basketball fascists. Ooh, there's a joke there that I will not make.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Y'all looking like the Los Angeles Mavericks. Okay. Like,
all right, we're dangerously close. Dangerously close. Dangerously close to the joke I was about to make. Ooh, man. Oh, man.
That's why I stand. Sometimes this shit, like, it's like with analytics, though. Is it technically the right strategy for every team to shoot nothing but threes and dunks? Yes. Does that make the game any funner?
No. Makes the game unwatchable.
Yeah, it's like, it makes sense, but damn, I wish I would just not give a fuck about it a little bit more. Like, you know what was fun to watch? Ricky Davis get his own rebound, okay, to try to get a triple double. Deion Waiters shooting from half court down 9. Okay, that's what was fun.
I feel like we have a better definition of fun. Not gonna lie.
No, when I watch the W, I'm like, oh yeah, they play real basketball over here because I'll just see Ryan Howard shoot some bullshit. And I'm like, they not strict out here like they are in the NBA, where it's like threes and other. Like, no, Ryan Howard just shot a turnaround, fadeaway elbow jumper with 2 bigs on her back. Like, and it went in. Cash. Let's go.
The W was hilarious because efficiency does not matter at all. Nobody
bro. Everybody be talking about Angel Reese's shooting percentage. I'm like, they don't give a fuck about that shit.
It's some guards in the W shooting like a mid 30%.
It's old school bad. I saw this one girl get helicoptered in a game, and they just looked at her like, you gonna get the fuck up? No foul. Just like, you wanna get the fuck up? And just kept playing. I'm like, oh, okay. They throwing bows. Like, that's what it is. Well, I saw Curtis comment when Caitlyn Clark got into it with Ryan Howard. They was like, I don't know, you want that one.
Like I saw it happen because I was watching the game and she went up to Ryan Howard. I'm like, Caitlyn, don't do that. Don't do that.
Because I am a Ryan Howard fan, and being a Ryan Howard fan is chaotic. Because the one thing Ryan Howard will do is if you antagonize her, she will go off. She will play the greatest defense you've ever seen and make bullshit. And I'm like, somebody needs to tell Caitlyn, not her. No. Like, don't piss her off. I hope she do it in like a playoff series, because I was like, we're gonna finally advance to the playoffs this year. Somebody do that to Ryan, because I'd be like, I'd be waiting for somebody to piss off Ryan, because sometimes she'd be on some bullshit, dog. Some straight bullshit. I'd be like, what the fuck are you shooting deep threes for? But yeah. How's your Sky doing, Cole? Are you still a Sky fan? I don't think they're good this year.
Ooh, they suck. They're terrible. They are beyond ass. Like, what's worse than ass?
I think the Dream gonna be good this year. I think the Dream gonna be. I have actual faith. I've watched them, and I'm like, I think we're actually good.
I'm gonna say something and run the risk of being ostracized by the WNBA fandom community.
Oh no,
and making enemies. No. The
Chicago
Sky. The Chicago Sky have the worst guards I've ever seen in any league at any point. They suck. They're terrible, dog. Are we allowed to be honest about players in this professional league? Are we allowed to like be honest about that?
I was on this podcast last year talking about how the Dream need to fire their coach today. Okay, like if you talk about Caitlyn Clark, it gets or Angel Reese, it gets all kind of bullshitty. But like other players that aren't the hot button conversations, you usually like discuss.
Is it fair game? Like if I'm not talking about those two,
no, their guard plays awful in Chicago. Like.
No, awful's not strong enough. Like
no, they got bad. Who they got out there? What, Vandersloot?
I don't know who they are. They suck. I'm not trying to learn their names because I need to go.
Well, Vandersloot's good. She was on the Liberty last year when they won a championship. But let me look up their guards, because they got rid of Kennedy Carter, and she's not even in the W anymore. I'm like, they need to bring her back. Like
that's what I said, bro. I was like, whatever she did, it can't be that bad.
I'm looking up their roster now. They got Haley Van Lith, Kia Nurse, Courtney Vandersloot, Ariel Atkins, and Rachel Banham. I don't know. I only know Haley Van Lith and Vandersloot. That's it.
Yeah, Vandersloot's good, but Vandersloot's undersized. She's 5'8". Yeah, they got like a lot of 2 points per game coming out of this backcourt.
They suck, bro. Haley Van Lith has to play as many minutes as she possibly can, bro. Like,
yeah, if Haley's playing good in that backcourt, then that tells you what it is. Because they got rid of both of their guards, right? They got rid of Kennedy Carter in the offseason, and then they let what's her name? She's on the Sun now. The white girl. Marina Mayberry.
Yeah, Marina Mayberry.
Yeah, they got rid of her. So it's like they did this to themselves.
Yeah, they
and I don't know why they did this to Diamond DeShields isn't on the team anymore. Like they did this to themselves. And
I don't even know what the strategy or the plan is, but they suck. Like they are terrible, bro. And people want to shit on Angel and everything, bro. Like they gotta get a guard that can actually get her the ball.
I'm looking at the numbers. Angel Reese is not the problem. Okay,
like she can't. She shouldn't.
She got to bring the ball up. I've seen her like do pick and roll.
Yeah, bro. Like she shouldn't have to do any of that, bro. She shouldn't be creating her own shot as much as she is. She needs somebody to set her up. Like it's terrible, bro.
Speaking of rebounds, Camila Cardoso got to get more than 6 rebounds a game.
Yeah, for real. For real. John Rivers is not a fan, let me tell you. She is raw, as he likes to say on the timeline.
Bring that man up on a podcast. I can't.
He brought up his biggest op. Like, why are you doing this to him?
I forgot.
All you do is bring up his ops. You be like Damo, John Rivers. It's like,
hey, Domo is banned.
And that man needs to put in a
for a week,
and it will be MLA format by the time he commits any kind of comment in this chat. After that tomfoolery he be putting on my timeline. That's all I got to say.
You know what's crazy to me? I don't know how the Chicago Sky passed on Tahina Paopao like 4 times. Like,
I don't know.
Thank you, by the way, Chicago. Appreciate that. She can hoop. I was at that Fever game watching Tahina. I was like, oh yeah, we got one. She was active. got like 9 points, play good defense. I'm like, oh yeah, we got a gem in the second round for sure. Maybe y'all want to trade with Atlanta, man, because we can give you Jordan Canada coming off a knee injury.
Okay, we're good. Thanks.
Ooh, y'all we got guards. We can say to you, Maya Caldwell. She better than Maya Caldwell. Are averaging 5 points right now, 5'11", coming off our bench. That's better than your starters. Yeah. Swing us y'all got any three? Y'all ain't got no 3-point shooters either, man. Y'all just got a bad built roster. I just gotta say it. Like the Sky are bad built.
It's a terrible roster, bro. It doesn't make sense. Like, I don't know what they're doing. They suck. I hope they have their draft pick for next year in the draft. They need it.
I think they traded it.
Did they trade it for next year?
I think they did. I think they traded for Vandersloot.
Oh, well, they're just idiots. They're stuck like this for 2 years.
Yep. You need the Chicago. You need that Cleveland team to show up faster.
Immediately, so I can stop rooting for this.
Yeah. You could go back to your Sparks.
I should just go back to the Sparks.
You should. They got De'Erica Hamby, Cam Brink coming back next month.
They got Kelsey Plum too, right? They got Kelsey Plum now, right?
Too. She had 40 in the first game.
Yeah, it should be a cookie. You know what? I'm going back.
Curtis, you going? Are you a Sky? Or were you Sky? Or are you thinking of being a free agent?
I'm a free agent. I'm just looking around at this point.
Come to Sparks. Come to the Sparks with me, Curtis, so we can be friends.
Curtis, why would you want to join Cole? Why? So you can argue about toughness for the Sparks? No, watch it. Here's the funny thing about my team being the Atlanta Dream. I don't ever have to worry about toughness with them, dog. They got the all-time tough team on that roster. Like,
hey, Curtis, real quick, just look at that Sparks roster real quick, and then come on home, bro. Come on home.
You know what, Curtis? You know what you got written all over you? I'm a cheer for the Aces.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean,
the West Coast team, Seattle. You could be the Seattle fan. You know they got
the female version of Wemby on their team, man. She cold for real. Malonga, yeah. Like when she was playing against the U.S. in the Olympics, I'm like, ooh, she looks like she's a problem.
She's 19.
She's what? She's what?
She's 19.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. 19. This is not a league for a 19-year-old. It take you like 2 weeks of watching the W. Be like, oh yeah, you need them years in college.
19. Ooh.
Think about it like this. Think about all the adjustment Caitlyn Clark and we're seeing Paige Beckers have to do physically. They were 23.
Someone in the comments said, "Come join the Fever." No, thanks. I'm good.
Nah, you can't.
No, thanks.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know the optics in there.
Yeah.
No.
The optics are not great if you do that.
And honestly, you're not gonna like your company.
I don't. I really don't. It's like I really don't. I would feel so out.
They're gonna do something. You're gonna see a t-shirt, something to make you just be like, man, I'm rooting for the same team as Jason Whitlock.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, couldn't be me. Like, you know what I mean? I ain't got no hate towards the Fever, nothing like that. But I ain't gonna be one of these people with the Caitlyn Clark shirt.
No, I remember me and my dad were watching one of the games. I remember me and my dad were watching one of the games. He was looking at the crowd. He was like, "You notice something?" I'm like, "What? Not a lot of brothers and sisters in that crowd, ain't?" I'm like, "Yeah." I just shook my head and I just laughed. I'm like, "No, I'm good."
No, look, you want to see an interesting dynamic? Come see a Caitlyn Clark game in Atlanta. Okay. The dynamic is fascinating. You ain't got to ask who root for who. Like, that is where we are. But yeah, Curtis, you just be an Angel Wilson fan until your team come along, dog. You know, or who's your favorite player in the league?
Hey, y'all, look at the last comment real quick.
You talking about from Adam?
Yes.
It's not hate. I feel so bad for Caitlyn because I'm like, bro, I don't think she fucks with much of what's going on right now. But like,
it's not her at all.
She's not about her, man. She got all this extra shit she got to deal with.
Yeah, she wasn't trying to deal with the complexities of race in the W her first year coming out of Iowa. Like, damn. Like, I couldn't imagine. Okay.
You know what makes it even worse? That Paige came in and she said all the right things that she's supposed to say.
And see, look, that's such an unfair comp because those two different type of folk, like with different experiences and everything. Like Caitlyn Clark is doing about as well with all of this as I could imagine somebody from Iowa who's grown up in Iowa their whole life is doing with this. Honestly, she's doing better with all of this that I could have expected, right? Because like she hasn't really had her one lean in moment. Like, and then the stuff that she do that people think is leaning in, like that's just her being a competitor. Like pushing down Angel Reese. Yeah. She got on your nerves.
I remember when I saw it, I'm like, oh no, here come the think pieces. I'm like, oh, why did she do that? And everybody was just, it was bad after that. I'm like, this is uncomfortable. This is getting ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. I did not even want to look at that comment section of that Ryan Howard video of her yelling at Caitlyn Clark. Because the thing about it, Ryan had like 30 in that game. People were like, dude, she's just jealous. I'm like, they're both good. But yeah. It's just gonna be like that, dog. It's like Eminem in rap. It's like, man, I can appreciate Eminem, but fuck Eminem fans. It's the same dynamic, right? Somebody had made the analogy is like, oh, must be like what golf fans felt like when we came with Tiger. I'm like, oh, fair point. We don't need y'all. We out here. You need us. You need Tyler. No, they didn't need us. Like, and then after Tiger, never again. Like,
literally, never again. Never happened again.
Yeah, it's never happening again. But yeah, it's fascinating. It's a fascinating phenomenon with the whole Caitlyn Clark thing in the W. But I do think, you know what you should be a fan of, Curtis? The Minnesota Lynx.
Oh,
they underrated, right?
No, Nafisa Collier been hooping lately.
Nafisa Collier is low key should win the MVP this year.
I think she's the best player in the W right now.
Yeah, like Nafisa Collier, Courtney Williams, nice little squad under the radar. You got your WNBA pass, bunch of $35 on it. Like might be the team. Might be the team. You don't want to do the obvious thing, root for Seattle.
Probably not gonna do that.
Yeah, so you just switch it up. Be a Minnesota Lynx fan. Strong history, right? Like they ain't like the Timberwolves. They won 4 rings out there in Minnesota.
I was about to say the team in Minnesota that everyone should respect. The Lynx.
Yes. You said the Lakers?
I said the Lynx.
Oh, the Lynx. I was about to say, because weren't the Lakers in Minnesota?
They were.
Yes. I thought you were referring to that deep trinket of history. Yeah. Someone, Ray Rag said, I mean, it's Indiana. Yeah, I mean.
Can't deny that.
That certainly adds an element to this. It does, right? Because I wonder how the Caitlyn Clark phenomenon would have been if the Sparks had that number 1 overall pick.
Or just a team that wasn't in Indiana.
What if it was Atlanta?
I was about to say, if she went to Atlanta, that would have been fun.
That would have been fun.
Let me tell you, that would not have been fun because Atlanta don't know how to fucking act. Okay. Had that girl in there in chains and shit. You saw what they did with Kirk Cousins? City would have lost his goddamn mind. Okay. Like,
now that you mention it, I absolutely wish it would have happened because it would have been hilarious.
Caitlyn Clark would have been funny at the fucking hookah bar with Andre Dickens, like, and Pastor Troy. Knowing the words "ain't no play in GA," it'd have been disgusted. Okay.
She definitely would have been taking photos with Quavo and all of them. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's Quavo. It's Gucci Man in the front. I'm like, oh God.
Hey, Boosie with the K's to the games.
Oh my God, dog. This is why we don't need it.
Boosie going live after every game.
They being mean to that white girl.
They just mad because she cold. That's all it is. They just mad because she cold.
Don't let us find out Caitlyn Clark can dance.
Oh man,
this city would not handle that kind of thing. By the way, Paige Buchers couldn't come to Atlanta either. Different reasons. Like,
why you say different reasons? What you mean?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Hey, you know exactly why. Look, Caitlyn Clark would just be, we would just embarrass ourselves with how much we would wrap ourselves around the foolishness around Caitlyn Clark in Atlanta. With Paige, Atlanta gonna have a lot of stuff Paige want to do. Okay, like,
what does that mean, brother? What are you saying?
It's why nobody signs to Atlanta in the NBA, Cove. It's the same exact reason.
Oh, Lord.
Ain't no way you're gonna be focused. Like,
you know what? You're right. I wasn't thinking about it the way I should have been thinking about it. But now that I'm thinking about
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Many a folk at Magic City. Okay. Like,
yeah, Paige would not be locked in.
She would have been in the goddamn Mariah the Scientist video day one. Okay. Like,
not locked in at all, actually.
No. Brittany Griner had to wait till she was 36 to move to Atlanta. Okay. And you know what? Somebody I know saw Brittany Griner getting gas station wigs on Piedmont. I'm like, she ain't never leaving. That is a level of Atlantanism that, like, it takes decades to reach. Like,
Atlantaism.
Yeah. Getting lemon pepper wets from the gas station. It's crazy. And the place called Trap Wings, Cole. Like,
it's not called Trap Wings.
It's 100% called Trap Wings. I'll take you to it if you ever. It's not that far from where I live. Like,
they got vegan options.
They probably do.
I was about to say it's Atlanta. They probably do.
And they got all kind of hot sauce you can put on that motherfucker. Vegan hot sauce. I don't know if that's an issue, but they got it. But yeah.
Oh man.
It's the reason why the dream ain't been good ever. Okay. Like, but yeah. We got a good squad this year. I think we're gonna make second round of playoffs. I'll be excited about it. You could join us if you want to, Curtis. You know, you want to be a Dream fan. I wouldn't recommend it because, like, the Dream piss you off, dog.
Curtis, the thing you gotta understand, like, if you're gonna get involved with Atlanta sports, you gotta understand there's a level of pain that will be inflicted upon you.
No, I'm good. I'm not trying to go through that. Nope. I'm not trying to go through that. I'm good.
I wouldn't recommend it unless you got skin in the Atlanta game. Like, unless you pay some kind of tax to something that helps the city of Atlanta, I wouldn't recommend it because, like, I would have bandwagoned this. Like,
it's not worth it, bro. It's not worth it.
Every game been close for the Dream this year. Like,
it's just like Atlanta kind of got the Cleveland thing, except
it's worse.
It's kind of worse because you really get because they had teams that really got there, like got to the end. And
bro, could you imagine being up 20 28-3?
No, I really couldn't, bro. I really couldn't. Because the Browns did that to me, I'd never watch football again.
And then you just gotta slowly watch them blow this. Like, I wonder at what point did they realize they were fucking up? Because like,
at what point did you realize you was about to be part of history?
Yeah, because at one point Julio made the catch, and I was like, "Oh, it ain't gonna happen." They made the play. It happened. It still fucking happened.
Because it's like, what make it even crazier is that like you saw it happening, and you just kept telling yourself in your head, "No way, no way, no way." Not in one quarter. Not in one quarter.
Someone said, "I need these two teams to lose just so Pat McAfee can shut the fuck up." We have finally reached Pat McAfee fatigue on this timeline. I was wondering when y'all was gonna get there. I don't know about y'all. I've been at Pat McAfee fatigue for like 3 years.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, like even when he'd had to let a naysayer know thing last year, I was like, "Oh, that was funny," but I'm still tired of this motherfucker. Like it hasn't been fun for me since he signed that deal at ESPN. Like I don't know when that was. Was that 3 years ago?
I think it was like 3 years ago.
Yeah, like then he's all over the wrestling. I can't peek in at what's going on with WWE without hearing Pat McAfee. And Pat McAfee don't make himself go unnoticed. So he's on there standing on the fucking table doing the yeet, and I'm like, all right, I've had enough.
I personally have had enough.
Oh yeah, I've had enough. I'm over it. Like, hey, y'all must find this still amusing. That's cool. I've been done for years. Like,
oh man. AOQ.
Yeah.
How much time we got left? What we got, like 27 minutes?
We got about. I need to be out by 4:30, so 40 minutes.
We got 40 minutes. Okay, we can wait to talk about. We can wait to talk about Momo Khan.
Oh yeah, you want to talk about Momo Khan?
Only cause it's you. Only cause it's you.
See, look, I'm nervous to do this because then I'm gonna run into somebody who's gonna run into me and be like, "Oh, see, I saw Q at an anime convention." It's gonna be like, "Q secretly an anime fan." I'm like, "Nah, no, no."
We've been trying to ease Q into this for a long time now.
Curtis, y'all be having these discussions, be tagging me. I'm like, what the fuck this got to do with me?
Because we gonna get you involved.
We gonna get like slowly but surely. We've been seeing you take your baby steps towards there. It's gonna come. It's gonna come one day.
Y'all really betting on that cyberpunk to get me into it.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. You gotta admit, closest we've ever been.
Yeah, very close. Progress.
We just see you let your guard down just a little bit more every single time.
Hey, let me burn that disc. It's weakness. You know what I mean? I am the anime Dr. Umar.
Oh man, anime Dr. Umar is crazy.
Ray Rag says, Cole, we need to stop people to stop the nonsense. If having D Mitch be a Cavs full-time point, this team was at the worst, the second best team in basketball with DG at point. Doesn't need to be DG, but they need a point.
Okay, so Ray Rags is talking about, shout out Ray Rags always, but I was having an argument with Domo about this. No, I was just tweeting in general about like what the Cavs options are going forward with this team. And it's just like, hey, I know people are frustrated with Jared Allen. I get it. I know people are frustrated with Darius. I get it. And it's just like, hey man, there's just not a lot they can do that actually makes the team better. You know what I'm saying? There's not like an obvious trade they can make that makes the Cavs better, in my opinion. Even I know Laker fan, I'm trying to steal Jared Allen for y'all. I get it, but like even with that, there's not a deal that you would say, okay, this definitely for sure is going to make the Cleveland Cavaliers better.
No, the last deal they had that was getting DeAndre Hunter.
Basically.
Where you're they got rid of George Niang and Karis LeVert, and they got DeAndre, they got better.
And they didn't have to give up Jalen Tyson, and they didn't have to give him a first-round pick. I was like, okay, yeah, that's something that you absolutely do 100 times out of 100.
If you're the Cavs, you're relying on either something low yield to produce a lot for you, or like a Jalen Tyson is able to, but that's not really his game, right? It's to be a facilitator. But maybe he could be another guy who can handle the basketball. And then maybe he could develop into a really good screening three. You know what I mean? Like somebody who can help you set a quick one down the court in those situations. You're leaning on your player development. And the good thing about the Cavs is they have pretty good player development, right? Like the fact that we're even talking about if Dean Wade need to be traded or not. Dean Wade was going to be in the G League forever, right? Like getting him to this point is really the fact that Craig Porter Jr. is even being discussed seriously amongst playoff minutes, right? Like that's really good player development, right? Like the Cavs have done a really good job with that. So I wouldn't underestimate their ability to do it, but it is going to take something along those lines of something that you're not going to have a lot of expectations at the beginning of the season actually kind of working out. And that can obviously have the reverse effect where you bank on something and it just ain't going to happen.
Yeah, and then the bigger point I was making was this. You could find a trade for Jarrett, I think, pretty easily. Trying to trade Darius is just it's too difficult to try to figure that out.
It's going to be so hard to get proper value.
And it's not even just a value conversation. It's also a roster construction conversation. They don't have another point guard on the roster. They legitimately do not have another point guard on the roster. So if you trade Darius, you created a whole other problem because who's going to play point? And the point I was making was Donovan Mitchell's not a point guard. He can't play point. That's not a viable solution if you're trying to win a title. He can't be the point guard. And then Domo was like, oh, that's a lie. And I'm like, no, he literally is not a point guard. He can't play point. He can't do it. He's not wired to be a point guard. He's not. He's a score first guard. That's what he is.
No, he doesn't see the court great, right? That's the big issue with Donovan. He can do it every once in a while. And I think the confusion comes from if you have a 3-game stretch and Darius is not playing, you could tell Donovan to facilitate and that'd be fine. If you're in the regular season and you need Donovan to facilitate, for what defense is in the regular season, he will be fine. But I think the thing that gets Donovan in trouble when he tries to play point guard is he's not excellent. He doesn't have great vision, and he's not really a good passer.
He can make basic reads and basic passes.
He's not a point guard pass. He's a good passer for a 2 guard, but that's a different bar from what you need. When Darius be out there, you don't even see the ball move, and it just end up in Jared Allen's hands.
Yeah.
And it's he hits all these small windows, and you're like, oh, you don't realize just how tight the windows are for a point guard to get the ball into certain areas. And Donovan's not going to do that. Donovan's not going to fit the ball into a nice little neat window so Jared can go up and dunk it. Darius is going to be able to look this way, pull the guard away from the hoop, and then turn back around and dart that shit to a cutting Evan Mobley, right, backside. That's the kind of stuff that you can do with Darius that Donovan's instincts have always been, if I get close, I'm going to have to shoot.
I get close, I'm scoring.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get my shot.
Where Tyrese got the opposite thing going, right? Where Tyrese will get close and still look to pass.
Yes, that was my point. And Domo just likes to argue, but I was like, hey man, Donovan can't play point. If your solution is to trade Darius and have Donovan play point, you're gonna make the team worse.
You're gonna get eliminated in the second round for sure.
Yeah, you're gonna get cooked in the second round by whoever you play.
Yeah, because we watched what this team could be with Donovan Mitchell running the point and in the playoffs, and
or just him being the primary ball handler and making the decisions.
Yeah, Rick Carlisle had a plan for that. And if you don't think anybody else is going to replicate that plan, maybe not to the same level, but still try to replicate it, then that's not how basketball usually works, right? Like that, they're going to replicate that plan. They're going to go after that. And Donovan's handle is not a creator's handle, right? Like
I'll push back on that. It's a creator's handle for himself.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why
I'm saying
he has a handle to get space.
Yeah, right. so he can score.
Yeah, but it's not a handle so he can find floor space, right? Or open up floor space. Where Darius's handle is very much, I'm gonna try to manipulate you to move this way so I can get things to move over. Like it's a different type of handle. It's what makes Kyrie one of the greatest handles of all time because he can do both simultaneously. Like, at the highest level you've ever seen, right? Like, or even like Steph's handle is very much somebody who's going to facilitate over score, right? Because Steph don't really get buckets with his handle.
He can though.
He can if he wanted to, but it's honestly not the best option going forward for him. But yeah, it's like he don't really got those kind of handles. And like I know people brought up Karis LeVert, but it's like Karis LeVert has the same type of handle Donovan has, but worse.
Yeah, so like it's he can't play point. They got to bring another point guard in here. I think that's the biggest thing they got to figure out. Listen, if they can get Lonzo, I would do it.
Yeah, I would do it in a heartbeat. But you know what?
That's the kind of risk. That's the kind of risk I would take on a player.
Look, if you with me on Lonzo, just overlook the brand name of it, man. But Ben Simmons makes sense. We cannot overlook that there is somebody who is young, cheap, 7 foot, that can be an extra big for you and an extra point guard that might be able to be half of the minimum.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Nothing would make the Laker fan and me happier than seeing Lonzo on the Cavs.
Hey,
I'm gonna be like, especially if he running that second unit. Out there with Evan, that would make me. That'd be
great.
That would make me happy. I feel like, hey, let me tell you something. Evan about to get so many easy buckets. Lonzo healthy, he about to get so many easy buckets.
And you know what Lonzo gonna be like on that second unit? Because like when Darius is out there on that second unit, or Donovan's out there on that second unit, they gonna want to score. But if it's Lonzo on that second unit, he gonna be like, "Hey, bro, you was supposed to score." Like, here you go.
Let me tell you something. That bitch is moving with Lonzo.
Does Lonzo still move well defensively?
I haven't really locked into watching him on the Bulls just because he's been hurt for so long. I mean, he played this year, so that's good. There's some risk with that. Like bringing him in, I want to be clear about that. There is risk there, but that's the kind of risk I think if you're the Cavs, like if you could trade Isaac Okoro and get Lonzo Ball, like I would do that. I would do that. So those are the kind of risks you got to take if you're the Cavs.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Hey man, I'm just saying, number 25 from from Louisiana State University, and 7 foot tall.
You got to think about it like this too, though, because he could have came to the Cavs. There was nothing stopping him. He chose to go to the Clippers.
Well, the Clippers were offering him playing time. The Cavs were offering him something different. I think, I think it makes sense. I really do think it makes a lot of sense. And I think the Cavs will try to make that happen. We'll see. We'll see on that. But I do imagine the reaction is going to be like, oh my God, we're going to bring in Ben Simmons, because the perception is that the Cavs aren't tough, and Ben Simmons is not going to change that perception. He might even worsen that perception. But if we really, I'm going to be the one dude online being like, hey, if we really think about it, Ben Simmons makes a ton of sense. But I know ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. He was 5, 5, and 5 in the playoffs last year. In this year, 5 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists.
5, and 5.
That ain't useful. From a guy who's
also ball for his career,
huh?
Lonzo Ball for his career, 11, 5, and 5.
Yeah, look, I would
11,
prefer
5, and 6.
Lonzo.
My fault, Lonzo.
No, I would prefer Lonzo over Ben Simmons. Let me be clear on that. But you can get Ben Simmons if you don't have to trade to make it happen, right? Like, that's the thing. Is like, if everything falls through and you're looking at some solutions, hey, man, like, bringing in Ben Simmons ain't the worst thing in the world.
You know what's crazy about Lonzo?
Yeah.
So when his last like healthy-ish year was 21-22, he shot 42% from 3, taking 7 threes a game.
No, Pelicans Lonzo.
That was in Chicago. That was his first year in Chicago.
That was first year in Chicago. Pelicans and before the knee injury, Lonzo.
Yeah,
100% no brainer of a deal. Like, the Cavs would have to, if the Cavs had to move people to make that happen, you would move it to make it happen because he fixes a lot of things. You could be a smaller team up front with Lonzo, so then you could like run DeAndre at the fucking 4 if you really wanted to. If you had to get rid of Jarrett, like, you could make some shit happen. Ray Rag says, I was so close to arguing on Twitter when I got some BS response telling me I'm wrong, but I didn't want Code to have 10 plus notifications because it was originally a response. I appreciate that kind of forethought because
I appreciate that too.
Fucking life or death arguments in my Twitter threads. Another reason why I just don't want to be on there. Never. Every time I have a tweet that people respond to, I just mute the conversation immediately.
Oh man, I do appreciate that, Ray Rags. I really do. Like, I really appreciate that, man. Because some people are just
some people get crazy, bro. Start tagging other people in. I'm like, oh hell no, it's the fucking Royal Rumble in my goddamn mansions.
Yeah, it's just that. Yeah, man. I was looking at some of Lonzo's like advanced stats and stuff like that, bro. If they could bring him in, I would bring him in just to see if it could work.
I'm not opposed to it. Big guard.
If you can get one healthy, if you can get like 1 or 2 healthy years out of Lonzo, man, I feel like it'll help a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. And I think Lonzo would fit in. That's the thing with Ben. I don't think Ben sees a lot of people he would be friends with outside of basketball on this Cavs roster. Right? Like, we're being honest.
I think Lonzo would fit in pretty well.
Yeah, Lonzo would be cool. You know, we play that jello ball, whatever, you know.
Hey, you know him and Shador are definitely gonna link up at some point too.
Good God.
At some point.
Deion Sanders and fucking LeVar Ball. That Aflac commercial is gonna go platinum. Oh God. Man. That I'm curious about how it's going to be because like it's one thing if Shador flames out, he's not that good. Okay, we know how that's going to go. We know how these fans are going to be with it, and we know how that usually goes. My question is like, man, what if Shador is good? Because I don't think there's a 0 chance of that being the case. Like I think there's a good chance that he might be good. But boy, some of these folks gotta learn some respect up in here. Like,
a little restraint would go a long way, I think.
You know,
a little restraint would go a long way.
Was it Alonzo Body? He's a stand-up comedian. He had this set. I think it was right after the election. He was like, yeah, but here's the thing, man. When I was growing up, the people who didn't know shit didn't say shit. Like now it's people who don't know shit saying shit, tell the experts to shut up. And that's exactly what's going to happen with the Shador people. It's going to be a whole lot of answering. Why do we have a brownie at midfield? What is Brownie the elf? You got to answer that question for the 40th time. Like, why are they called the Browns? That's what I know. And then we gonna see somebody lie and be like, it's because Jim Brown. I'm like, that's not why.
That is not true. But good guess. That's not what it is.
Doors that they don't guess, they just say. Like,
Oh man.
And then be acting like you don't know what the fuck you talking about, sir. I've been here my whole life. Like,
it's gonna be interesting for sure. It's gonna be it's gonna be
look,
interesting.
if he's good and if he's good and has a bad game, oh yeah, I'm gonna be fucking annoyed that week because I already know what I'm gonna have to deal with, bro. Because I'm gonna put out that breakdown to be like, this is why you didn't play well. You just hating. You just don't want the young man to thrive. He had one bad game. That's all I'm saying. You just don't think he's good. Oh Lord, y'all so goddamn sensitive. Okay, like. You imagine Dylan Gabriel beats him out, the kind of hell that's gonna be explaining this.
Hey man, hey bro, I've said this to people privately. I was like, I think there's a better than 0% chance that Dylan Gabriel actually beats him out. It would be unexpected, but like what if he does? What if he does?
Hey, look, man, I see some people right now setting themselves up to be miserable. And I'm just saying to myself, ain't nothing fucking wrong with waiting. Like, you ain't got to be early. Nobody's going to remember who was early. Being early is not being correct. I've learned that over my media career, right? Sometimes I'm early to shit, but I'm still wrong because the answer wasn't meant to be said early. It was meant to be said on time. And this just ain't the time to pick a side. Like, it just ain't the time. Please wait. Please wait.
Just it'll be fine. Everything's gonna be okay.
What's that Lil Wayne song? Let it all work out. You know what I mean? Let it all work out.
Oh man.
You know what I mean? Y'all talk about all that faith that y'all got and all that. Okay, to just have faith. Okay. You don't need to see every week. like damn. But yeah, man, it's gonna be fucking something. It's gonna be something. If you're new here and you're here for Shador, just have some respect. That's all we ask, you know? Like, even if you never gonna stick with the Browns after this, just show up and understand that this ain't your squad. You know, if you want to have Shador fanboy conversations, have that shit at the Deion Sanders Shador Colorado Life channel. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't got to do that shit over here. You ain't got to do that shit over here. Like, we all good, bro. Like, who gonna be the first Browns personality on Twitter to buy that Shador jersey and just completely lean in?
Let's not speculate. Watch the vid with UK Browns fan. We lost Jameis, and somehow I think the team got even more religious. Also, do you think playing Flacco is necessary? I think the team might have actually got more religious.
I don't think they got more religious. Because yeah,
is it different kind of religious?
Because like Deion Sanders is super religious.
Yeah.
I don't know if the same is true.
I don't know. I feel like Shador tweets out "Thank you, God" every day.
Of course, that's part of the brand. Okay, I'm not saying that's part of the Sanders brand, but I'm just saying. All right, Cole, I'll just ask you this: Google on your phone, if you want to do it on the show, Shador L Day. Shador L Day Love. Oh, do you know about this? I think Curtis knows about this.
Shador. Hold on. Shador. You said L Day?
You know exactly how it's spelled.
I don't. I'm very confused.
L Day. Just search Shador L -Day DEY Love. No, my bad. Love L Day.
Shador Love L Day?
Yes.
L-DEY.
You know what? Once we get off the stream, I'll find the clip and I'll send it to you.
Hold on. Okay. We'll figure this out another time. We'll figure this out after the show.
Did you search it on YouTube or Google?
I searched it on Google.
Oh, let me pre-search this on YouTube. Oh yeah, I found it. Oh yeah, it's gonna be in the group text.
Hold on, should I react to it live?
None of this is gonna be surprising to you. Okay, like
you said, none of this.
It's one of the things you don't immediately think of, but then when you think about it, and you're like, yeah, that's how I think that would go down.
Should I mute my mic while I watch this?
No. It was on a reality TV show. It's nothing's gonna get us demonetized.
Okay. Let me see this. See what y'all got going on, man.
Is that an ad?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. No, okay, here we go.
Do we need to sit down and talk for a minute? Come here. Wow. You have no idea. Baby, this is not easy on nobody, okay? I love you, right? Huh? You don't know I love you? I've never seen Shador like this in my life. Never. When you guys are with me, I do not speak about your mama. I don't try to turn you against your mama or nothing like that. But every time you guys go, you come back totally different. I don't understand it.
Yeah, because she teaches us what we need to know.
Okay, what does she teach you that you need to know?
My nationality.
What's your nationality?
Shador Sanders, love all day.
Your name is not Shador Sanders L. Dale.
Yes, I want my name to be that.
No, it's not, baby.
Yes, it is.
This stuff that my ex is into and what she's teaching my kids is very disturbing, to say the least. So who named you L. Dale?
My mom.
So she changed your name.
That's her true name.
When did all this change?
When she truly knew who we were.
Who are you?
Shador Sanders, love all day. You know?
Okay.
Because that's my title.
Yup.
Pastor, I know they might not want to hear it, but could you pray, Pastor?
All right.
I knew he was gonna pause it right there. You ain't know about that, did you?
I didn't know anything about that at all, actually. Okay.
I don't think we got more religious.
Yeah. What's the next super chat?
Woo.
Good Lord.
It's the blackest podcast. Like, there's some folks watching this not even knowing what's going on.
I should probably keep it that way.
And there's some people the second we said love L Day, exactly what was happening.
The next super chat is from Iceman. He says, what is the perfect Stefanski QB build? It feels hard to place. Most think he likes mid pocket QBs like Kirk. I think he want athleticism.
I think he just wants somebody who could run the fucking offense. Like,
honestly, man, I think he just wants somebody who's on time, who's accurate with the football,
who ain't scared,
and just runs the offense the way he wants the offense to be run.
Kevin's definitely one of those. What's your type at quarterback? A good one. Okay, Kevin.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Kevin.
it.
Appreciate that one.
All right, next one is from Ray Rags. This is when y'all were talking about like Peyton against Brady debate. To me, that's like the greatest versus best debate. Like Brady is obviously greater than Peyton, but I think Peyton is the better QB talent wise. I don't think it's close.
You know, it's funny. It's kind of like we have a similar debate now with like Lamar and everybody else in the league. Where like I think statistically speaking, Lamar is going to be the most outstanding quarterback we've ever seen. But boy, that playoffs, man, it always turned into something funky. It always looked like something wrong in the fucking playoffs.
Yeah, he's like, I think Lamar is the most talented quarterback in the NFL for sure right now. Like, I think he was talented, but we know who the best one is.
Yes. We knew who you would pick to win a game to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
right?
Pat Mahomes. You would pick Pat Mahomes.
Yeah. But like if you needed somebody to win you most outstanding offensive player, you would probably pick Lamar.
You would definitely pick Lamar.
The same debate with Brady and Manning. Same debate. Unfortunate, but both Hall of Famers. We got next one.
Yeah. This one's another one from Ray Rags. He says, I saw a start 3, cut 3 if all at their peak. It was Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Josh Gordon, Hines Ward, AJ Green, and Antonio Brown. They chose Chase, Ward, and Brown. Am I crazy for taking Josh over Hines if it's their peaks?
Peak for peak? Yeah. Josh, you take Josh over Hines.
100%. 100%.
Wait. You take Josh, you take AJ Green, you take Antonio Brown. Well, is Jamar Chase in here too?
Yeah. So you would take Jamar, you would take AJ Green, and you would take Antonio Brown.
I'd take Josh Gordon's peak over AJ Green's peak.
Really?
We're talking about peaks, right? AJ Green was phenomenal for a very long period of time. Josh Gordon could not be covered. Like in his prime, his peak, nobody could do nothing with him. And he had Brandon Whedon as his quarterback.
That's true.
And Josh Campbell.
That's true.
Johnny Manziel had success stolen to him.
I'm still rolling with AJ.
Like I think the career for AJ Green obviously much better than Josh Gordon. But if we're just talking about like if you can get the peak season, what Josh Gordon had like 1,600 yards in 14 games,
something like that.
Yeah, AJ Green ain't never did no shit like that.
Let me see what AJ Green's see what the peak season was for AJ. He ain't got no football reference page. What's going on? Okay, there we go.
There's like 3 AJ Greens.
AJ's peak 14-26
in 16.
Yeah, 14-26. That's not bad. That's not bad
at all. What was Josh's?
It's like 16, so I won it.
It was ridiculous. Every time I look at it, 16-46 in 14 fucking games, man.
14 games.
Yeah, I'm taking Josh peak. I'm taking Josh's peak. Antonio Brown.
We will both take Josh over Hines Ward, like easily.
Yeah, easy there.
Easy.
And T. Higgins, like, what? Why would T. Higgins even be in this conversation? No disrespect to T. Higgins, but sir,
that's an easy cut. Easy cut.
Yeah, easy cut. Yeah, but Josh over AJ Green for sure for me. That's crazy, man. He averaged over 117 yards a game that year with nobody throwing him the ball.
Nobody, literally. And Antonio Brown was just a monster.
Bro, you know how good you got to be for that one season to keep you in the league for 8 years?
Yeah.
He was in the league in 2022 because he had that one goddamn season.
Dang, Josh, that means Josh got the pension, didn't
he? Yeah. Yeah, even after he got pension.
Good for Josh, man. Good for him.
Josh was in the league 10 years. 2012, left 2022.
Get that pension, brother. That's the only thing that matters.
Mm-hmm. Hey, good for him. Got that health care. Yeah. Is that you, Curtis, the air?
Yeah, my room is right next to the air conditioner.
It's all good. Let's get to the next question.
Yeah, another one. This is from Ray Rags again. So, Cole, would you have done the Joe Smith contract shit the Timberwolves did in the KG era, doing a handshake deal, signing a guy to multiple minimums to force your way to have his bird rights to set up a bigger contract?
100% I would have did that if they let me do it. Not even a question. 100% I would do that.
What exactly happened here?
So they would sign a guy. So they would sign a guy to like multiple minimums. So you have his bird rights, and then you consign him to a longer term deal.
Mm.
But it's kind of like a handshake, wink, wink kind of a thing.
Oh, we get you in 2 years.
Yeah, like 2 years, I got you.
I don't know if that trust exists anymore.
I'm about to say I would do that for sure. Would a player agree to that in 2025? I highly doubt it.
When the money is guaranteed.
I don't know if a player let you get away with that one, but back in the day, they was doing anything.
Yeah. I don't think was it Charles Barkley. The AAU does not breed that kind of loyalty anymore. Okay, like,
and it shouldn't. You should not be that
loyal. You should not be that. I don't think we're at that point in American history where corporate trust is that high.
Yeah, Ray Rag said it's not legal. The team lost money and draft picks. It actually kind of killed the KGT Wolves.
Look at Cole willing to cheat. Lie, cheat is still. Oh man.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Wow, it's crazy. It's crazy. We need these cold quote cards to come out fast.
Listen, I'm doing whatever it takes. Doing whatever it takes to win, man. Somebody has to.
You don't always have to cheat to win. That's not how that always works. This is how it works for the Lakers. Okay.
And also the New England Patriots.
Mm-hmm. You happy keeping that company? Let's get to the next question.
Okay.
All right, this is from Blue. Got respect for what the Pacers have done. It's just their year. Rick Carlisle special 2011 ran through the defending champs, Kobe and Powell, KD, Russ Harden, and then Bron D. Wade, and swept it round one the next year. Yeah.
When it's your year, it's your year.
Hey, I just want to say this. The Pacers have been rolling through, and it's been their year, and they've been talking cash money shit, and they deserve to do every bit of that. That get back gonna be a motherfucker. Oh boy. Oh, let the Cavs or the Bucks or Giannis or the Knicks see you limping up the block next year. Oh, it's on site. Like it's gonna be nasty, right? Like all this shit cute when he doing the choke thing and all this generational and iconic. Let me tell you who don't think that shit cute. Jalen Brunson. like the big balls dance. That was fun. Let me tell you who's thinking about that every day this summer. Donovan Mitchell. Right? Like just nope, never again. Not gonna happen. Okay. Hey, who you thinking about what Tyrese Halliburton's dad was acting like at the end of that first round all summer? Every jump shot. Giannis. Got to get him back. Okay.
Curtis, what's the next one?
You like, bro, trade me somewhere that can beat the shit out the Pacers. Okay. He might stay in the East. Like, you know what he tried to get away with? That's crazy. Nah. They've made enemies. But hey, win it all right now, bro.
They have 100% made enemies.
Nobody will ever take the Pacers lightly ever again. That is for damn sure. Like,
all right, next one is from Ray Rags again. Q, I think Ace might need to back off of Shamar over this contract. The Bengals are trying to add a language to void guarantees that they haven't done with the other contract they've given out recently.
Oh, the Shamar. Look, whenever it's somebody having a contract dispute with the Bengals, I'm always on the side of the player having a contract dispute because it's the fucking Bengals. They probably are they.
Why are they trying to put in a void for the guarantees?
Because they're the fucking Bengals, Cole.
They broke. That's why.
Like, why would you even suggest that? Like, I'd be like, no, I'm not signing that. I'm not signing that at all.
This is how they behave. And
who's Shamar's agent?
Is it Drew Rosenhaus?
I'm not sure. I have to check. Let me see.
Oh, because if it's Drew, let me tell you something. He ain't signing that deal till you take that out.
Yeah. But I was having this conversation with my friend who covers the Bengals, and he thought it was about NIL, and I'm just like, it's only y'all. Like, if this were an NIL thing, there would be a bunch of players not getting a rookie deal signed, but it's just the fucking Bengals that can't get a deal done. Like, that tells me a lot about y'all.
When he was asked about it, he said, I just decided to not, because he didn't participate in rookie minicamp and he's not participating in OTAs. He was asked about his holdout. He said, I just decided not to sign those papers. I hate being on the sidelines looking at everybody else do work. So,
yeah, look, Shamar. I know you sitting out there, Trey Henderson standing right next to you. First time? I've been trying to get my team way off this fuck ass team for 2 years. Like,
yeah, I just don't think it's a great look when you have the player who led the league in sacks last year and you don't want to pay him.
And
they
then you
should have
draft
traded him, and they didn't. I don't know why.
Well, look, you draft his replacement, and you fucking around with the money on him too.
Like, come on, bro.
He got a slotted deal. Like, what you trying to fuck me out of? Like, my deal has been negotiated already. What are you trying to fuck me out of more money? Like, what is this?
Hey, you know where you don't have to worry about that?
Hey, bro. Or signed. Quinshawn signed that deal fast as fuck.
I'm just saying, man.
Jimmy has us over like, this about guaranteed money? What?
That's it.
You know my theory about the Deshaun thing is somebody had let it slip to him that this was about money. He's like, this about money? Man, I got something for that.
Yeah, one thing Jimmy does not tolerate is being called broke.
Hey, look, he ain't about to be out front. Nobody who spends their whole life in oil is ever about to get flexed on. Like, no, they go flex. Okay. Wasn't that the whole SMU story? Was a bunch of oil-rich dudes not decided that they not about to get stunted on by the next man? Nah, that's not how this happened. Like, yeah. Jimmy Haslam is definitely a country stunner man. Like,
yes, he is.
My private jet got 35 seats. How many of yours private jets got?
Dragon the Abandoner said that Junkins still not signed.
Is Junkins not signed? Is what Shador signed? Is
Graham signed today?
Oh, Graham signed today. They're all signed. But yeah, that shit's funny. I can't believe they having contract issues with a rookie.
Yeah, that's just not a good look.
And people expected me to take the side of the Bengals. I'm like, where have they earned any benefit of the doubt? All last 3 years been them fucking around with contracts. You saw that 360 they got T. Higgins to sign. You ain't see no birthday you ain't see no celebrations. Usually when the athletes sign their big contract, right, they get this Instagram story, look like a birthday celebration. They go out to the club. T. Higgins signed that contract and was like, nah, I need to save this, dog, because I ain't getting that much. This shit ain't guaranteed. I ain't made nothing.
Like I said, man, 3 hours up the road.
Mm-hmm. Hey, bro. I'm going to be real with you. You don't even got to go 3 hours up the road. Go 2 hours up the road. They pay better.
Facts.
Okay. Columbus got a better payroll and better facilities. Quinshawn knows. Like,
ET said Junkins did sign.
Okay. Well, either way. We know we know the Browns are going to be dealing with this. Okay, like,
just a matter of time. Sign the papers, please,
bro. We ain't let Miles hold out. You think you about to hold out? That's crazy. Like, By the way, Miles been there for voluntary OTAs. He'll never be in fucking voluntary OTAs.
Bag came through.
He was there on the fucking bike on the workout program. No, good and goddamn well he don't need to do the team workout. Like,
it's about leadership. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I got paid leadership money. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You guys got to fight through it. Like, but yeah, any more questions?
We got a couple more. This
Mason Graham just signed that shit. Came in 2 minutes ago.
Yeah. Yep. This is from Autistic Kid, a nightmare. Shador has one good year, only one.
Literally a nightmare.
One good year though. That's the question.
A nightmare scenario.
Oh yeah, like 35 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, and then the next year he dropped to like 15 and 10. Like,
pass up on Mendoza and Sellers and Klubnik because he's like, nope, we got the guy.
Here's the one thing though. If Mendoza is what people say Mendoza's gonna be, Spender Blackberry is not about to he's not about to be like, well, I got Shador. He gonna be like, well, I got Shador, who want him? You think that man gonna pass up an opportunity to upgrade the quarterback room?
Hey, you know what? If Shador does have a good year, but he like Mendoza more, he gonna flip Shador. He gonna trade him somewhere else.
No, I'm telling you right now, if one of these dudes balls out, don't think that mean they're gonna be here for the next 4 years. Cause they might get the early pick next year and they might be like, well, shit, you know, Shador can hold it down while Lenore Sellers gets ready to take the throne next year. And then Shador gets traded at the fucking trade deadline. Like, you got to hold on to him just to make sure whoever you drafted is real. But once you go, oh, no, he's real. Oh, yeah, send the other dude out. Like, it'll be cold-blooded. You'll be the enemy of the Sanders family. But who knows? By the time we get to that point, we might not mind that designation. Okay? Like,
oh, man.
Yeah. Now, Dylan Gabriel's good and we trade him. Ain't nobody going to give a single fuck.
Nah, nobody's going to care.
Except for the short kings out there. Them people get riled up when we talk about Dylan Gabriel hype.
All right, we got another one from Ray Rags. He says, if I see someone ask why are they called the Browns, I'm going to just go for full confusion on them. It's the same reason as the Bengals pre-sponsored stadium name.
Nah, I'm not even gonna go full. Just tell them some bullshit. Like, why are they called the Browns? Because they were the first team to integrate.
Yo. The first team to integrate.
Yeah, it was a slur. And then we just turned it to our name.
First team to integrate is hilarious.
You just have them out there saying some bullshit.
Oh, man.
All right, next one. This is from Forceman47. Ty Jerome should do the handshake deal with the Cavs. 3 years, 42.5 early bird rights deal with a player opt out after wanting to get the bird rights.
Hey man, Ty Jerome got to take whatever deal he can get.
Yeah, man. Like he whatever he gets offered, he has to take that.
Yeah, bro. The price went down.
The price of the brick did not go up, actually.
By the way, I'm thinking of Ty Jerome, Zajuda Zilgauskas, all-time people you never want endorsing your shoes.
Man, he was like, people were talking about Ty getting like a bag from like a bad team to like maybe start. All that's gone. All that
Jerome, how would you like another prove it deal?
You better off staying exactly where you at.
Hey, bro, you might as well. If I'm Ty Jerome, I'm doing the Peyton Pritchard. I'm working on ball handling all summer. Okay. All them little drills in the backyard that Peyton Pritchard was doing on Instagram. Yeah, do that shit. Let people think you got a handle.
Yeah, bro. It'll work out for the Cavs though, because at least they keep the asset.
Hey, look, Ty Jerome probably gonna be good for you next year.
Might even be good enough to trade. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. What, for Lonzo Ball?
No, I would trade Okoro for Lonzo.
You think the Bulls want to trade Lonzo Ball for Isaac Okoro?
Listen, it's the Chicago Bulls. If there's an organization
We cannot do this. We cannot make trades based on it just relying on pure incompetence from the other team. We cannot do this. That's not going to happen. They're not going to be that incompetent.
You absolutely can.
Nah.
Absolutely can.
Are the Bulls incompetent? Yes. Are the Bulls, let's trade Lonzo Ball just to get back Isaac Okoro incompetent? That's crazy.
You say that. I'd ask.
I would ask, but I wouldn't expect they would be like, yes. It's crazy.
I just see. Let's see.
You know, let's give you Dean Wade and Isaac Okoro. Why the fuck would they do that?
Because it's the Bulls.
See, this is when Cole's like a fan comes out. That don't happen for Cleveland. That's not how it works. People don't just trade us players just because. But that's how you get Luka.
You say that. And you say that, but hey, it works for the Celtics all the time.
When has anything worked for Cleveland like it works for the Lakers or the Celtics?
True.
Never happens. Never happens.
Maybe. Like, look at the draft picks that the fucking Jazz got. Did the Jazz get more for Rudy Gobert than for Donovan Mitchell?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, we are gonna have to pay fair market value, Cope, like for whatever player we get. We're not about to get no discount.
All right, last one is from Ray Rags. He says, "Okay, it did kill the team that lost 5 first-round draft picks, a $3.5 million fine, and the voiding of Smith's deal with the Timberwolves, and team owner Glenn Taylor and general manager Kevin McHale were suspended for a year."
Jesus. Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
Maybe it was not fucking around there. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, that was David Stern's NBA though.
You can't fuck with the look. You think Adam Silver's not tough? Do some shit like that. Okay. Ultimately, Adam Silver's the only one who took somebody's team from them.
True, but it was also like the easiest decision in the world at that point. Yes,
because Sterling had been omega racist before that.
Like easiest decision ever.
Didn't Elgin Baylor sue the Clippers during David Stern's run for racism? It had like a bunch of evidence about this.
I'd have to look that up. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. I think he got fired and he sued, and then nothing happened. I would say, yeah, on hindsight being 2020, was it easy to get rid of Donald Sterling? Sure. But getting rid of an owner of an NBA team, never an easy feat. Even if that owner is one of the worst and most documented shitty people of all time. And you know why, Cole? Because, yeah, if Donald Sterling's one on that list, there's somebody in the NBA that's like at least 5. And they know it.
Oh man,
yeah. So I wouldn't say it's easy, but yeah, Adam Silver, I think he'll cramp down on that. I just don't think he gives a fuck about some of the aesthetic stuff going on with the players that people want him to care about, which I agree. I don't give a fuck about that.
I don't care either.
Yeah. Yeah, next one.
No, that's it.
All right, what was the anime question y'all wanted to ask me?
When you gonna watch? Edge Runners, man?
I'm not gonna watch it.
It's on Netflix for free.
You not gonna watch Cyberpunk Edge Runners after you done playing the game?
Let me finish the damn game. I'm still in it. You know.
You don't have to finish the game to watch the anime.
I understand.
You should.
Let me finish the game.
Okay.
Finish the
Yeah.
game. You know,
Finish the game because
I
then the
just
show actually makes
upgraded-
more sense.
I just upgraded my body. I got all the cybernetic parts. I finally figured out how to use different quick hacks. I was just running around on the standard quick hacks for like half the fucking game. Yeah, unlock my quick hack bag. I think I'm like level 40 or something like that.
Okay, 10 more to go.
It's only 50 levels.
I think I'm at 50. I think I'm at 50. I'm not sure.
I think you max at 50.
We just kidnapped Hiroko Arasaka.
Hanako.
Yeah.
You kidnapped Hanako, yes.
Yes, Hanako. You know what I mean? I don't know what to make of Garo. He's a strange person.
You'll make a decision with that at some point.
Man, he's strange. Like,
You get in a relationship, or like what did you decide to do?
What?
You gotta get in a relationship.
Did you let V get in a relationship or what?
There was one weird interaction. I was glad that it got timed the way it did. So I had maintenance in my apartment. They're fixing my AC unit, so they're coming in and out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing the game, and like the girl from Miltech was like, "Yeah, do you want to come to the Notel Motel?" I'm thinking she about to give me a mission.
Oh yeah,
Go to the mission, son. like, I was just sitting there like, oh my God. Oh, turn the volume down. The speakers on and everything. Oh, like, what the fuck? I was so glad maintenance left for the day. I was like, oh my God. They would have walked in, saw this shit, and they get graphic. And it's not the only time it happened. It was one where it's like, oh, why am I watching this with Johnny Silverhand and his lady from back in the day? I was like, they didn't need to add this. They didn't need to add this.
I'm just imagining you be like, oh
shit.
Oh man,
yeah, man. I know it's rated M, but like you gotta let me know before that pop up. Like that's also why I don't want to watch anime, because I know shit like that be happening on anime.
The RDC world.
Yeah.
Every time people walk in at the wrong time.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? What?
He's like, no. I promise you, it wasn't even like that.
I ain't trying to be me. Yeah, that shit almost happened to me. I was like, oh my God, if I would have been playing this game at the wrong fucking time, like I'd have just been like, you know what, dog, I'll burn. Like, don't even fix the AC. You know what? Better yet, I'm gonna move.
Damn, you gotta go to a whole different
Man,
apartment.
no, I'm good. I can never get this thing fixed. Like, I know I'm that motherfucking story for the day. Get on the phone with this girl. Hey, babe, guess what? You know how when you tell the story, you gonna gas it up. Now I'm watching porn on the fucking PlayStation. Like, you know, the details that got blown up. All that happened was the wrong cutscene played. You don't know that. You don't play Cyberpunk. Like, that boy was watching animated. I'm like, no. Hold on, wait a minute. In the living room. Hey, no, that's not what happened. That's not what happened.
It's like, boy had a 75-inch screen. What I see on there?
Sound. Boy, let me tell you.
In the middle of the day.
I thought it was happening. I'm like, hold on. Like, yeah.
I had to check my phone. I was like, what time is it?
Story get passed around. The next thing I know, I'm listening to a podcast. Somebody tell a story about they had a tenant. Okay. Now I'm on fucking YouTube short.
Oh man. But yeah, you should definitely watch Edge Runners after you finish the game.
Am I going to have content warnings for that show?
Probably.
I mean, I think it's violent. I don't necessarily think it's like,
oh my, violent.
OD. I don't think it's like OD sexual. I don't remember anything from that.
First mission in Cyberpunk, you see a titty.
Yeah.
Like, no warning. Just like, oh shit. Okay, this is what we doing. This is what we doing.
Yes.
All right, Cyberpunk.
What game are you gonna play when you done with Cyberpunk?
I kind of want to try Clear Obscure 33. Also want to finish Sleeping Dogs.
Hey, shout out Rail because I got Rail playing Clear Obscure 33 too, Expedition 33 too.
You like it?
He was like, yeah, game of the year.
I gotta try it out because everybody hyping it up.
It's fire. It's crazy, Q. It's crazy.
Yeah, see, look, Mad Bunter has warned me there are titties in Edge Runner.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. I know. I would just watch that shit in my room before I go to bed. Okay. That's the thing about Cyberpunk. I had to stop playing that shit on my speaker system because I'm like, you just be walking around Night City, you just hear sex noises. I'm like, y'all be making me. There's children that live across the hall from me, sir. Y'all be out here looking crazy.
Freaky ass boy.
That motherfucker, like, got me feeling like every time I check the mail, people just looking at me.
One day you'll get a knock on your door, just that like, hey, can I talk to you real quick?
I'll tell a story off camera. But yeah, that's why I don't want to have that happen. Yeah. But y'all have a great day. I gotta head out, make a video for the main channel. But y'all have a great day. Have a better night. Peace.
Peace.